Complaints from two members of Congress over the quarantining of American diplomats and their family members under the country's strict COVID regulations.
The Foreign Ministry says China adopts a science-based and effective epidemic prevention protocol for both Chinese and foreigners coming to China without discrimination. And regardless of their status, all U.S. visitors accepted China's epidemic policies, including post-entry medical observation and health monitoring. Republicans James Comer of Kentucky and Michael T. McCall of Texas have written to Secretary of State Antony Blinken asking for clarification on the quarantining of American diplomats and family members by the People's Republic of China. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The power outage caused by Hurricane Ian prompting protests in the streets of Cuba's capital. Several hundred people demanding restoration of electricity more than 2 days after the lights went out. News and analysis, townhall.com. The Museum of the Bible has returned a valuable 1,000-year-old Christian manuscript to a monastery in northern Greece.
It had been looted by Bulgarian forces more than a century ago, along with hundreds of other documents and artifacts. The 11th century gospel was formally presented on Thursday at the Ekosophoanissa Monastery in a ceremony attended by the Greek Orthodox Archbishop of America, Elpidophoros, and officials from the Museum of the Bible in Washington. According to the Archdiocese of America, the Greek manuscript is one of the world's oldest hand-lettered gospels and is believed to have been made in southern Italy. Keith Peters reporting.
The government of Japan providing a major U.S. chip maker a subsidy of up to $322 million to support its plan to produce advanced memory chips at a factory located in Hiroshima. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday. We made it.
Yes.
Happy Friday. Fair Friday.
Fair Friday indeed.
Football Friday.
A fair Friday to each and every one of you.
Yeah. Football Friday, Fair Friday, McDonald's Friday.
McDonald's Friday.
Trifecta of Fridays.
A busy weekend. Walk for Hope Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Red Dirt Black Gold happening in Artesia this weekend. We're busy all over the place.
It is a bevy of events this weekend. So
the Roswell Honda event happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
10 to 1.
Plenty to do.
Indeed.
This weekend. So
what weekend? What? Us? Days off? No.
Happy Friday.
Perish the thought.
Gotta thank the fine folks at McDonald's.
Yes.
As they do each and every Friday, provide us with delicious breakfast treats. We greatly appreciate that. Dude, just having my Coke Zero this morning.
I'm telling you, there is not much that just scratches that morning itch quite like just a plain sausage biscuit.
Yeah.
I don't get fancy with it. No, egg or cheese, or just plain piece of sausage between a McDonald's flaky biscuit.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Nice.
That, and I've been doing, I don't really do coffee usually for McDonald's because I usually have my own or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've been doing the Coke Zeros. So just a sausage biscuit and a Coke Zero. It is a fantastic way to start the morning.
There you go. Unless you like coffee, then load up with the
Yeah,
coffee.
and then knock it out. Yeah, they have caramel macchiatos. They're great there. They're a whole milk cafe selections. Fantastic.
Yeah, and don't forget the app as well. That way you can order ahead and have it ready waiting on you when you get there, which you can pick up through drive-through or sit down and enjoy. McDelivery is even an option as well, too. If you can't even have time to go get it, they'll bring it to you.
I'm trying to think if I've opened. I think I have opened the app since I've downloaded or since I've had this phone.
Oh, the new the phone.
The new phone. Because I'm curious. I'm at 9,552 right now. I dipped into my points pretty heavily over the last couple of weeks, actually. But I'm almost up to 10 grand again.
Okay.
They really do accrue quickly.
They do. Yeah, I mean it's like one or two orders, and next thing you know, you're getting like a sandwich. You know?
I do got a bone to pick with McDonald's, though. I feel like it's okay today, just because I know it's a McDonald's Friday. I know we're giving them love.
All right.
You guys got me hooked on something.
All right.
And then you took it away from me.
Was it the cheese Danish?
No, it's still there.
Is it
it's
still there? Okay.
I don't know what it was for, and I didn't find out about it till late in the game. But for a while, they were selling a guava cream pie.
Good on you,
dude.
That's your thing?
Was delightful.
I'm glad you like it. That sounds like nothing I want.
It was so good. It was tropical. It was perfect. It was the best thing I've had from McDonald's in quite some time. I went through the drive-thru literally in Artesia just because I was waiting for lunch. I'm like, I'm just gonna go get a pie while I'm waiting. And I was like, let me get one of those guava cream pies. Like, oh, we have the pumpkin cream now. I'm like, no. It was one of those movie moments. I went, no, I didn't, but in my head.
Yeah. So did you get the pumpkin cream?
I did get a pumpkin cream pie, and it was fine. Those are good. I'm not a huge pumpkin person. Like, I don't mark out for the pumpkin, spice, whatever. But
I just need chocolate pie.
Yeah, I understand.
Chocolate pie.
You're one-dimensional.
I am.
You're as Gene learned the term this week. You basic. You basic, Mike. You basic.
I wear that with a badge of honor.
Chocolate is great.
I'm a simple man that likes my simple things.
I love chocolate. Chocolate's fantastic. Yeah. But there's a world of fruit out there, man.
That I don't enjoy. I've tried and don't enjoy.
The tanginess of the cherry. The simplicity and the comfort of the apple pie.
I like apple and cherry pies fine. I just don't crave them.
That guava?
Yeah, don't.
Dude, it was legitness.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Citrus fruits and pie, not my thing.
Citrus fruits and cream and pie. That's the thing. You wouldn't think it would work together, but it so did.
Yeah.
Please bring back the guava cream pie. And hey, McDonald's, if you have any in back stock or whatever, let me, hook a brother up. I can throw a couple in the air fryer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nick, if you just, before you send them back to Mickey D's, I'll buy them off you.
Maybe there's none left to give.
I'll buy them off you at retail price. There, I said it. And I just committed to something financially. I might need to start doing a lot more side hustling.
He's going to be hitting the bank later. I need a bank loan. I got to buy 800 guava cream pies.
Look, I got a lot of remotes coming up. I figure I'm going to have a little extra cash. So yeah, let's just invest it all in guava cream pies.
What would be funny is you go to Sean's house and like every closet, every nook and cranny is filled with stacks of guava cream pies.
You got to keep these things on ice.
They're all on shelves in there.
I had to buy myself a deep freezer just to store all these extra cream pies.
Open up the medicine cabinet of the bathroom. There's guava cream pies.
You know me. I'm a man who loves a good cream pie.
Hey, don't mix that with the toothpaste. But, point of that was thank you to McDonald's.
Absolutely,
for
thank you, McDonald's.
Providing us with delicious breakfast treats each and every Friday.
Please bring back the guava cream pie.
There you go.
I can't be the only one that
I missed it
out.
altogether.
They didn't even advertise it. It was just like they slipped it in. McDonald's sometimes does that. They're like,
yeah,
we know. For the real ones out there, we know. We're gonna just slide you a little something.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that
we'll keep this between you and me.
It's in that vein of throw things at the wall and see what sticks.
It stuck.
See what
It was delightful.
Yeah, and who knows, and they do their popularity thing, and it's all about supply and demand, creating a demand.
I wonder
if the McRib all over again.
If maybe we weren't a test market for that.
Maybe.
Because you got to think Roswell's pretty significant in the lexicon of McDonald's. We have one of only a few unique shaped McDonald's. There's only like 7 of these things in the entire world, and we're one of them. So I mean,
this is true.
Pretty significant.
Yeah. They care what we think.
Mm-hmm. I would hope.
One would. But
so we don't get that cool stuff like the Patton Oswalt, the mega leg. I don't know if you ever heard that stand-up bit.
Yeah, I have.
Where he's like certain parts of Kansas, they get like a giant chicken leg. Like they're not supposed to be that big, are they? No, they're not.
Thank you for science, though. I love enormous chicken legs. But I want a turkey drumstick that size, but chicken.
Right, but just chicken.
Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We don't have a guest this hour, so we're going to replay an interview. Kim from Big Brothers Big Sisters joined us on Wednesday in the 8 o'clock hour, gave us an update on what's happening there. So we're going to play that interview for you this hour. Next hour, about 8:15, Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will join us. Give us an update what's going on there. Of course, they've got a Halloween event coming up and another book fair soon here. So we've got some stuff to talk about there. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Kathy Lay with the City of Roswell going to join us. And she's got a couple. She works a lot with the Clean and Beautiful and also the volunteer program here. So she's got a couple of different things to tell us about. So she'll do all that here in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of your features that include the news of the local and national variety. Along with your Wall Street Town Hall business updates and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
I watched a weird little documentary yesterday.
Yeah?
I'm kind of fascinated by the state of Alaska. Like, just in general, there's a lot of, like, interesting places there.
They have a lot of shows out of there. Whoa, that's not supposed to happen.
That's not at all supposed to happen. Of course, it was broke for a minute. There's a town in Alaska.
There's a couple of them, actually.
Well, yes, there's a few. But there's a town in Alaska that's only accessible through one road. You have to go through this, like, 7-mile long tunnel.
Okay.
And the entire town is contained inside of one building.
Nice.
It's crazy. It's this gigantic, like, I think, like, 10-story building. And it's the entire town is in this building.
Really?
25, like, or I think it's
we
like,
live in a mall.
I think it's like 400 residents or something like that live in this building. The police department is there. They have stores inside.
So it's like
restaurants.
a big apartment?
It's a gigantic, like, apartment complex, essentially, but it's the entire town.
Okay.
And it goes underground, too, like inside the...
Well, that's like Montreal, and there's a lot of underground in that city because, again, cold temperatures.
But it's not like underground. It's just in, like, the basement area of the building. Or, like, they caved it or carved it down or whatever to, like, make, like, the catacombs of the city.
Okay.
But, yeah, everything is contained inside this one building. It's a hub for, I guess, cruise ships that, like, you know, cruise passengers, like, they come... It's a port city, I guess.
Okay.
So they
like Carnival
go there
and Norwegian
to board
and these...
cruises, essentially.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you'll see a bunch of cruise ships, draw up there. So there's businesses outside of the town that cater to the people who are boarding the cruise ships.
But all the people
But
live.
everybody in the town is in this building. The school system is there. There's like, I think I said there's like 100 kids in the school, and they're all inside this building.
So, like, do they own their little apartments, or are they all paying rent to the city or something?
Yeah, well, it's basically, you rent your place.
But who's the purveyor of the building? Like,
There's
like a private owner of it?
From what I gathered, everybody is like individual owners. Like they have like meetings as a town together where like they decide on, because like the roof needs repair, or like the
like an HOA.
Yeah, exactly. The ventilation system needs work, or there's a door. There was a part in this documentary where they talked about there was a door that would just, because of the winds that they would get in a certain time of year, you couldn't keep it shut, and bears would just wander in and just come on through. And so they had to like have a meeting and vote to invest in a new door for this throughway, basically. But it's really crazy to think.
It barely passed.
It barely passed. It was a bear decision. They had to bear down, but it was fascinating to kind of see like how every single aspect of this community is run inside this building.
Yeah. Interesting.
I would get such cabin fever.
I feel like this is like another CBS TV show.
And it was all, from what I gathered, the documentary was made pre-pandemic.
Under the Dome, Alaska. Like CSI's
right?
Under the Dome, Alaska.
Alaska's one of those, it's fascinating because it's It's part of America, but it's so
Yes, it
far
is.
up and so far. I know, but it's so far up and so far off that you don't. It's
I can see Russia from my house.
They're barely American, you know.
Yeah. Well, they just and let's face it. I think they're very friendly to the film and television industry because there's about 8 gazillion TV shows that come out of Alaska there.
Oh, yeah.
With, between the Discovery Channel and National Geographic.
Speaking of, new
between the
season of
cops and the
Gold Rush
fishermen.
coming back.
Yeah. Well, they did. They follow cops. They follow like bush people. They follow fishermen.
Yep.
They follow.
At this point, the only gold person I think they're following, I don't know, I haven't watched the show in years, but I think it's just Parker.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah, and I've watched
Schnabel or whatever his
I
name
haven't
is.
watched that show in 20 years.
I
at least
used
10
to
years.
love Gold Rush. Like for a while, I was hooked
Yeah.
on that show, but I just
It's no ice
I
road
lost
truckers.
yeah, it really is no ice road truckers.
All right, it is 7:18. Let's get you up to date with the weather. Still, just that boring old sunny upper 80s stuff going on. So here it is. Enjoy.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the central Rockies, and that'll be keeping things fair for our area today. Afternoon highs pretty warm in the mid-80s. It will be a little bit breezy during the afternoon, and lots of sunshine all day. Few clouds in mid-50s for the overnight hours, and then we're in the mid to upper 80s and sunny on Saturday. Fair for Sunday, afternoon highs in the mid-80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 58 degrees here in Raleigh. Man, this pen's all kinds of falling apart. the little, what happened? I don't know what happened to my pen. It just, like the little clip that you've like put your pocket on, that came off. And then I just held it. Next thing you know, this thing just like fell in 3 pieces at my hand. Guess I got a new pen. That one's Dunsky. All right. That was a light-up pen, too. I like that one. All right, currently 58 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity also at 58%. Winds calm at the moment. Mostly sunny today. Expect a high of 85. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 57. Winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny, 87 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the south, later shifting to the northeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 56. South winds 5 to 15. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 84. Winds out of the south 5 to 10 early, 10 to 15 later in the day. And then on Monday, when you head back to work and school, we're looking at mostly sunny skies, high of 83. Remember yesterday I had said they had talked about a chance of rain next week. Well, they're still holding steady with that 20% chance of rain on Tuesday, and then it actually continues into 20% chances Tuesday night, Wednesday night into Thursday right now. Later in the week, by midweek, we'll be down in the upper 70s. So, interessante. A little fall next week maybe. All right, it is 7:21. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview with Kim Dusendorf with Big Brothers Big Sisters for Southeast New Mexico. That's on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
When Fred Rogers, better known as Mr. Rogers, died, it was said that in his wallet was a piece of paper that read, "Life is for service." With the recent passing of Queen Elizabeth, many have paid tribute to her, describing her life as one of duty and service. Yet none can compare to the life and example of Jesus. In Luke 22, Jesus said, "I am among you as one who serves." Perhaps no greater example of servanthood is modeled than when Jesus washes the disciples' feet, an act of humility and love. Jesus never placed himself in a position above others. Instead, he healed the sick, fed the thousands, and spent countless hours with those society had cast away. Ephesians 2 reads, "We are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." God has a unique plan for each of us to serve him in this world. Just like Jesus, God designed us to make a difference with the lives that we have been given. Join us at Country Club Road as we strive to do just that.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
I'm Mitch Krakowskis, Vice President of Strata Production Company, a local oil and gas business in Roswell. We must have representatives like Greg Nybert who know the economic drivers of this community and New Mexico. Greg has pushed back on efforts by liberal Democrats who are against oil and gas. With over 39 years' experience, Greg Nybert knows the jobs local oil and gas companies create, the opportunities we provide, and the prosperity we bring to our communities. Oil and gas accounts for over 40% of the state budget and has allowed our state to provide raises to educators and state police, and the rebate checks you received. Please vote for Greg Nybert for State Representative, District 59, to keep a strong conservative voice in our legislature.
I'm Greg Nybert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer. Amigo Machinery, your local Kubota dealer for Southeast New Mexico, congratulates the Eastern New Mexico State Fair on 100 years. Come out to all the shows, enjoy the entertainment, the music, the food, and the rides as the Eastern New Mexico State Fair celebrates 100 years, October 3rd through the 8th. And Amigo Machinery invites you to tune in to KSVPTV.com for all the junior livestock events. Come celebrate 100 years of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Amigo Machinery, your local Kubota dealer, a proud sponsor of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
Rush, play fake, bootleg to the right.
Only heard here.
Looking to throw it in the end zone.
All season.
Leaping catch. That is Noah Brown with his first NFL touchdown.
Sunday afternoon, it's your Cowboys and the Washington Commanders.
Live from AT&T Stadium.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Sunday at 10 a.m. on your Dallas Cowboy station. 92.9 The Brand.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Southeast New Mexico, Kim Dusendorf back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful.
Good. Good to hear that. It's nice when everyone's doing well.
Yes.
So, especially in this world, right? In the world today with everything going on, we need more people doing well.
Indeed.
Good deal.
Indeed.
So for folks not familiar, Kim's with Big Brothers Big Sisters, which I think most everyone has heard of the organization Big Brothers Big Sisters. If you have not, it is an international mentorship program for that pairs adults with children and to provide that friend, mentor, just opportunity for a child to connect with an adult and provide more just overall enrichment to their lives. That's pretty much what Big Brothers Big Sisters does. So
that's it.
And it doesn't matter. And the kids come from all walks of life. Some kids come from affluent parents. Some come from a single parent. Some come from foster care. If there is a child, then they are really, part of the equation here. There is no atypical kid in Big Brothers Big Sisters. It's they come from all backgrounds, all walks of life. They get recommended by parents, teachers, neighbors, all kinds of stuff. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just an opportunity for kids to kind of connect with adults and talk and help them navigate life, just like everyone could use a little help navigating life.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, it takes a village, and we're just a part of the village.
Absolutely. Good news is you have lots of opportunities to volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is we have a lot of kids that are looking for bigs right now. So we have many children that are just waiting for this opportunity, and the only thing we're waiting on right now is volunteers like you guys to come and step forward here and learn and be a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters. So, just talking, since we're talking numbers a little bit, like just ballparking right now, like how many kids are waiting right now for a big in Chaves County?
So that number, it's gone down, actually.
Good. That's a good thing.
I think
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes. And so thank you, Roswell and Chaves County.
Absolutely.
So I think we're down to about a dozen now that are on the waiting list.
And don't worry, if for folks in Eddy County and down there too, they could use your help as well too.
Absolutely.
Just because we're talking Chaves County numbers here. Big Brothers Big Sisters throughout Southeast New Mexico. They got, of course, some great people down Artesia area and down part south. but they need adults and volunteers just as bad as we do here in Chaves County.
Yes.
So if you're listening down that area, reach out to the Eddy County folks and let them help you out there. But it's so. And here's the thing: it's not a huge ask or requirement of time from your volunteers. As far as official numbers, they basically ask for about an hour a week or 4 hours a month.
Yes.
That by no means is a regimented thing. It's a give or take. One week you may spend 4 hours, then you won't spend another 2 weeks together or something. But I mean, it's not. But that's just to kind of give you a ballpark of what they're expecting from commitment time. Is just spend basically an hour a week with a child. And again, as Kim, we've talked about many times, you don't have to. Oh boy, what do I got to do? I got an hour. I got to make this kid like me in an hour. What do I got to do that? And it's nothing like that. It's just incorporating these children into your day-to-day lives. Hey, they match you based on interests and things. So if you're a person that's like, I love woodworking. I love to go out and do carpentry and things like that. Well, guess what? They'll probably find a kid that likes doing crafts and arts and things, and maybe you bond over that. Or it's like, I'm a reader. Oh, well, great. Well, guess what? We got some kids that love to read. Maybe y'all can do library trips and talk about books and do those kind of things. Or maybe it's like, hey, we just like going out to see movies and eating and having social. Well, great. Well, let's get to Little and go see a movie together and go have lunch. Or it's not about creating a grandiose experience for these kids. It's just being a part of their lives and incorporating your life a little bit into their lives and vice versa.
Exactly.
And you don't have to be this entertainer. It's not like, oh, turn the switch on, it's showtime. It's none of that stuff. It's just you living life with these children and kind of you letting your experiences rub off on each other and enriching both of you at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
That's really what it is. So if you have time, and I think everybody does if you really think about it, it's just... to be honest, the biggest time commitment is going to be probably the initial process of the background check, a lot of interview questioning to learn about you and what makes you tick and your personality, so they can create the best success possible for the matches here. Because they'll go and ask all the kids about their interests, hobbies, things they love, things they don't like, and all that, and they ask you the same thing. And that's what they use to kind of say, you know what? I bet this person and this person would be a good little pairing together. It's not like, oh, good, we got 12 adults, great, 12 kids, 1A, B, T, you go and take them in that room. It's not like that. There really is a whole process. It's like dating, the dating match websites and all the gauntlet you go through. It's similar to that, to just find the right chemistry to make this match work.
Yes.
And that's really your time consuming part is probably gonna be the first month or two as you're going through all the in processing. Once you meet the kid and get settled, it's an hour a week and you're living your life and you're saying, hey, let's call so-and-so and see if they want to come to the movies with us today or whatever. It's just living your life and doing your thing. So it's not a big ask. It's not a big time commitment other than maybe this initial, hey, let's make sure, because there's going to be thorough background checks. We want to make sure everything's safe and above board and all of that. So there is a bit of time consuming. So please understand that it's all for the benefit of everybody involved.
Yes.
And then the other way I'd say, if you can't help, and this is going back to Bill Wolf, bigs and bucks is what we need. And if you're thinking, well, I got so much on my plate. I got 4 jobs. I get it. That life's too much. But if you're like, you know what, I'd like to help financially. Bowl for Kids' Sake, it's now back on a regular track, but it took a little bit of a cattywampus hiatus over COVID here for a couple of years. But that remains to be the biggest fundraising event for Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Chaves County. So they haven't been able to do a lot of fundraising over the last several years. They got some in, thank goodness.
Yes.
But and they do get help from United Way and things, but that doesn't cover everything that needs to be covered. That the Bowl for Kids' Sake funding really fills in the gaps, helps with the matches, helps with paying utilities and things that ancillary costs of being Big Brothers Big Sisters. And so because we haven't had that, by you making donations, by you helping out financially, you're also doing the Lord's work to help Big Brothers Big Sisters as well too. So So if you can't necessarily commit time-wise, maybe you can make a donation or put them on a regular setup, or if you do like United Way donations, maybe earmark some for Big Brothers Big Sisters Southeast New Mexico, something like that. So those are really the two best ways to help out right now, I'm guessing, right?
Yep. That would be pretty much it.
Okay.
And I have some exciting news.
Okay, good.
So we have been working like crazy trying to get programs up and running here. You know, we're COVID just gave us such a blow, and I know people are tired of hearing of COVID, but for us, it really was, especially shutting down our school programs and stuff.
Well, and anytime you're dealing with kids, everyone goes on the overabundance of caution.
Right.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing; it's a good thing. I'm just saying, but that's always been the mindset. It's like kids are involved, extra cautious,
right?
And so obviously that's what you deal with every day. So we're like, all right, we're gonna. Yeah, I get caution. We're going to err on the side of caution. We'd rather be wrong and nothing happen than do nothing and then something happens.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
right.
Just, it's one of those things.
So yeah, it was. So we've got we've worked on a partnership with several schools. We've got Goddard and Del Norte.
Great.
That we're doing a partnership with, and this is going to be a really cool program where the high school kids go and they mentor the elementary school kids.
So this is kind of coming back.
Yes.
This was something that was kind of building and expanding pre-COVID, and then COVID put the kibosh on all this.
Right.
But we're starting to see that coming back into the schools.
Yes,
great.
Because we had a very successful program like that in Dexter.
Awesome.
And so now we're trying to implement it here.
Great.
And so that program is starting. And then the high school kids, of course, get mentored by Big Brothers Big Sisters staff. So it's a well,
and it's great because the teenagers, the high school kids, they're in that sweet spot where they're in life where everyone's still trying to tell them what to do, but they're at a point where they're starting to don leadership skills and things and start acting and thinking like an adult a little bit. So this is that transition for them where they're not full adults. They're not capable to run their lives and handle the bills and do all the things that adults are supposed to be doing. Right. But they certainly have life experience and a lot of things, and especially to a child in elementary school age, they're probably the best known as far as age bracket of people. They're probably the best equipped on the planet to understand what those kids in elementary school are going to go through next.
Right.
And so for them to be able to share that wisdom and knowledge with them is a cool thing because it gives them that transition like, here's what it's like to be on the other side of the fence, the one giving the advice, giving the mentorship instead of being on the receiving end of it. And so that's why I love it. It helps with that transition to adulthood for some of these kids too. Because like, oh wait, people look up to me. What's that about? You know what I mean? And that's a cool thing. So.
Yeah, and we help them with, when on the mentorship side for the high school kids, we help them with college applications and learning how to do good resumes and interviews. And so we help prepare them too for college and life after high school. So,
sure.
And then it's super cool for the elementary kids because they're like, oh, this big kid's coming to hang out with me, right?
Yeah. Especially if they're like involved in sports or something where they might know from a football game or basketball game or band or NIMI. I know I know when NIMI was involved in doing this, and hopefully we'll do that again. Those kids show up in uniform, all those it was a big deal. So
exactly. So another thing that we're working on, and I have to give a big shout out to Leprino Foods. They have been an awesome supporter of our program.
They are amazing partners in the community with everything, not just Big Brothers, but they're involved in a lot of different things in our community.
So they've been awesome supporters of us for a while now, and so now they're partnering with us for their employees to be mentors.
Okay.
And we're working on a program to do a lunch buddies thing with East Grand Plains.
Oh, nice.
Over there, and we're also, just giving their employees the opportunity to be volunteers with us, and so big shout out to them for and I imagine partnering with us on that.
The Leprino, because we think like we just had Chili Cheese Festival and all that, and unfortunately they weren't able to do tours and stuff like they have in years past, but But kind of one of the things locals know is like they got that pizza out there. Like when you go visit, they get the pizza and all. So you're like, there's probably a lot of kids that think Leprino, like the pizza guy. You know what I mean? And so I imagine they're well liked when they come into schools because I've never met a kid that doesn't like pizza.
Right.
I've yet to meet a kid that says pizza's gross.
Yeah.
So it's great. So
yeah, that's. So we've got a lot of programs in the works. We've got, and like applications are going out, and so we're getting enrollees. So that's awesome. But of course, with expansion, like you said, Fix and Bucks, we need, we'll need funding.
Sure. I am curious about a program that also went away with COVID. Talking about if there's updates and all this, and I know I'm not sure if this was something Bill kind of was supporting, and I'm not sure if this was a statewide thing or just locally here, but prior to COVID, you guys had an opportunity for folks to donate items. They had the big yellow dumpsters.
Yes.
I keep saying dumpsters, not dumpsters, bins that are all around town, and people could donate like yard sale, like if you have an old bike or old things that would fit in the.
Right.
I keep saying dumpster bin.
Yes, I know.
Sorry, I don't mean to. It's just is that it's coming back, or is it talks about it or anything?
We're not sure yet.
Okay, it's still up in the air.
Right. Well, the thing about those bins is that was a statewide kind of collective effort.
So that's coming from a higher up.
Yeah, from all of the agencies in New Mexico.
Okay.
But it was headquartered out of Albuquerque, and so we would get donations based
by the pound.
By the pound.
Yeah, you just get a pound. You'd go and donate your coffee pots, things you could put in the bin,
right?
And then they would pay you guys by the weight. They turn around and go to thrift stores and things.
Yeah, because it is a thrift store that's up in Albuquerque, and I know, and COVID kind of shut all that stuff down, and it's open back up, but I think there's problems getting people, staffing and things like that.
So they've got more logistics before we may see that come back.
I know.
I was just curious.
It's being worked on, but we're not there yet.
Okay, so if people are holding on to stuff, maybe go ahead and donate to the main site or somebody else.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, unless you just want to hold on to it.
Yeah, we absolutely appreciate people thinking of us, and because I do still get calls about the bins, and
I was just curious if there was an update on that. So.
But not yet.
Okay, but I know is everything in the works for Bowl for Kids' Sake in the spring again, or are we going to try to? I know last year you did it in Halloween because of everything here, but the plan is to move it back to April time.
Right. Yeah, and we had talked a little bit about maybe doing it this year, and then we were like, we don't want to do it in April because we just had it in October.
Right.
And then we're like, but if we want to go back to the April schedule, we can't really do a Halloween one again because it'll be,
same problem as last year.
Right.
Gotcha.
And so we'll get back on the schedule that everybody knows and is used to. So in about mid-April.
Okay. Well, if you were thinking, well, man, I've been kind of working, no problem. Donate the money now because they need it. Everything, if you go to the website, which I'll give you here in a little bit, there is a donate now button there that you can do that. So if you've kind of been like, well, I've been planning and plotting, hold out till spring. Or donate that now and then raise some more money for later. But
yeah, we'll have more news coming on that here towards the end of the year. November, December, where we'll be.
It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's to be honest, the bowling event that day in April. That's a non-work day. There's no. That's the party. Everyone's just bowling, eating pizza, and having fun and all that. All the work is the months leading up to it, forming your teams, raising the money, trying to, get a little competitive with each team and see who can raise the more money. But by the time that Saturday hits, everyone's just ready to have a good time bowling and just socializing and having a good time out there. So the real work is prior to the day of.
Correct.
But if you please start putting teams together now. Start putting your. Is it 4 or 5? I always forget the number.
It's 5 people.
$500, $100 per person is kind of what the number is. So 5-person team.
Yep.
And start putting them together. And if you want to put the Wayne Gretzky's or whatever of the bowling world together and say, all right, we got the stealth elite team of bowler, whatever, you know that. But it's just for fun. We can, it'll be wacky fun and all that. But if you want to take your bowling seriously, it's like, coming out there with what was the Big Lebowski, you know how they used to do it? You want to do all that? Go for it.
Yeah. But yeah, it is. It's just for fun. It's to celebrate, the successful fundraising and to thank the community for helping us to raise the funds.
Absolutely. And of course, let me ask this: because we've talked about bigs and things like that, but let's talk about the other side. If someone knows a little that would benefit from the program, how does that process work as far as getting a little on your radar?
Okay. So all you have to do is call us.
Okay.
Or you can go to our website. So it's 627-2227 to call. And the website,
BBBS if you need letters to.
Yes. And the website is www.bbbssenm.org. You can just
I got it memorized now.
Yeah.
I do it. Yeah. Does he have the cheat sheet? They used to have a cheat sheet on the thing, but they took it down for me for years.
But you can just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeastern New Mexico or Big Brothers Big Sisters Roswell or Big Brothers Big Sisters Chavez.
Yeah.
But it'll pop up for you.
Yeah.
But you can go on our website. There's lots of information there, and there is a what we call an interest form where you can basically sign your kid up and it asks what your kid your name, some contact information. And then a staff person will contact you and start the actual enrollment process.
Okay, and please be aware, you do not have to be the parent or the guardian to recommend.
Correct.
They ultimately will have to get permission of the parent and guardian. But if you're a school counselor or a pastor or someone that's involved in this child's life and said, man, I think that child could benefit from Big Brothers Big Sisters, and then of course you guys will reach out to the family and say, you were recommended. Is this something you're interested in? I think we can help. Can you? And they'll go from there. But you to nominate and to be honest, the smart move is talk to the family yourself first before you do it. But you can nominate someone. But the smart move would be say, hey, talk to the parents. See if they're cool with you doing this, and if so, then start the process. But whatever. But in theory, anybody can recommend a child for the program. But once they actually get in the program, then parents get involved in all that.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, if you're thinking, man, I that kid's missing something in their life, I think Big Brothers Big Sisters might be that answer for them. But yeah, talk to the parent or guardian and see what they think. But yeah, you can more than welcome to recommend that.
Yep. And so and for the littles, it's a relatively simple process, but it is lengthy too.
Sure.
Because we do we have an application, and then we do the interview with the littles and with the family as well. Because we get from the parent or guardian, what do you think your child needs, right? And things like that. And then, we talk to the kid and what kind of stuff do you like and all that. And so, it is kind of a lengthy process too.
Yeah. You're trying to figure out what the kids, that's the idea is you're trying to, figure out what they're into and all that. And then, it's all about making connections. And so you're trying to learn the info to find where the connections are.
Yes.
So I do have a question on the, as far as, the kids, obviously up to 18, what's the youngest that they're eligible to become a little?
Is 5.
5 years old. Okay.
Yes.
I always knew they can go up to 18, but I was like, when can they start? So what's 5 is what, preschool? Or is that kindergarten?
Kindergarten.
That's kindergarten.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we will take them that young.
Okay.
But really, ideally, about 7 or 8.
Okay.
Just because they're
it's about like first, second grade time.
Yeah.
Probably...
And only because then they're starting to kind of, settle down a little bit.
Sure.
It's not, and that's not really the best way to say that.
They're starting to develop their likes, dislikes a little bit more concretely, and things like that. Where as a kid at preschool or kindergarten, you're kind of throwing everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Right.
By the time they're in first and second grade, you're starting to get an idea. Okay, not into this, into this.
Right.
That kind of thing.
So. Yeah, and so it makes it easier. for all parties involved,
Sure.
honestly.
Makes sense.
But yes, we have like both 5 to 18 is the age range.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So please, again, go to the website, www.bbbssenm.org. Again, it's the initials for Big Brothers Big Sisters Southeast New Mexico. So if you remember that and just count on your fingers or whatever, that'll be the web. But if you don't remember any of that, like Kim mentioned, Google Big Brothers Big Sisters Roswell, Chaves County, Southeast New Mexico. Any of those will get you. You can just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters, except you're going to get the international.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn about Big Brothers Big Sisters all over the globe, which if you
Right.
want to, go for it. But if you're trying to narrow your info to more local, then put that Roswell or Southeast New Mexico or Chaves County.
Yeah. Or I think Google, you can even just do Big Brothers Big Sisters near me, and we pop up that way too.
That's right. Our computers are smart enough to know where we are all the time. So certainly your smartphones, they probably know better than you are than you do.
Yeah.
And I know enough about social media. If you just hang around your phone long enough and say Big Brothers Big Sisters a bunch of times, you'll just start getting stuff on it, kind of steering you in that direction.
Yep.
So that's another way to do it too. Just hang around your smartphone long enough and start mentioning it. It'll tell you.
Yeah.
If anybody, give out the phone number again. The
627-2227.
Yeah, that's the number. And of course, if during office hours, which typically 8 to 5, of course, she's here right now, so
Yeah.
probably no one to take that call. So leave a voicemail if you don't get Kim directly, and
Yes.
she'll get back to you as soon as possible. She, like she said, she's when she's not at the office, she's probably out and about meeting kids and meeting parents and meeting
Yes.
matches and making those connections happen. So, so sometimes that, because I imagine you probably go to houses to do all that stuff sometimes and everything else
Yes.
too.
Yeah, we do in-home interviews and things like that, or we'll do them, we'll meet at the park
Sure.
to do,
Well, it's great you can do that again, because I
Mhm.
imagine you probably couldn't do that for the longest time here. And you were meeting everybody via a video
Zoom
screen.
Yeah. Right.
So it's probably nice to say, oh, look, how you doing? Can I shake your hand? Yes, I can.
Yes.
How nice. That's great. So good deal. Is there, Kim, is there anything we forgot to mention or we didn't get a chance to share?
No, I think that pretty much covered everything.
Good deal. Well, folks, if you're looking for an opportunity to get involved, the Big Brothers Big Sisters is a great way to do it. You'll love it. I imagine, and I say this every time, it's a program for the youth and these kids into helping them become fine adults. But at the same time, there's probably so many adults that become better adults and get reminded of what youth and being a kid and fun and all those things that it's easy as an adult to forget happens in life because you get wrapped up in so many other things. Sometimes things like Big Brothers Big Sisters remind you of all that stuff and says, there is more to life than the TPS reports I'm supposed to be turning in tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right.
That kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
good deal. Well, Kim, as always, appreciate it. We'll see you here next time.
Absolutely.
And glad you got a little vacation there and
Yeah.
got to see some family. That was awesome.
Yes.
So good to hear. So glad you're doing well.
Yeah. Well, it was good to be here. I
Anytime.
appreciate you.
We'll see. And if we need more time, we got events or anything, please, let me know. We'll
Absolutely.
make that happen. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you. It is 8:48. Let us pause.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Thanks for joining us this hour. Here's a look at some of the stories we're following today. First off, New Mexico State Police are investigating a double fatal crash that took place just east of Roswell. This happened early Tuesday morning. It happened near US 380 and Red Ridge Road when a westbound 18-wheeler missed a turn and the driver stopped on the shoulder. The semi-driver then attempted to back up onto Red Ridge Road, but was struck by a car driven by 89-year-old Arlie Plunk Jr. Plunk and his passenger, 83-year-old Billy Plunk, were both killed. The semi-driver was not injured. The Carlsbad Public Library is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month for another couple weeks. Hispanic Heritage Month began in 1968 as a week-long celebration under then-President Lyndon Johnson. But in 1988, it was extended to a full-month celebration by President Ronald Reagan. It runs September 15th through October 15th. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Since the pandemic lockdown proved that many jobs could be performed from home just as well as in the office, employees have been unleashed, able to work from literally anywhere. And now, some enterprising city managers and mayors are paying those workers to move right to their cities and towns, and it's working. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by ExpressVPN. Secure your online data. Get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/Kim. The Wall Street Journal reports that so far, 71 local governments are offering new residents grants of up to $12,000 in cash, subsidized gym memberships, free babysitting, and even office space. As an example, in Tulsa, which is about as far away from New York and Silicon Valley as you can get without leaving the United States, they brought in almost 1,400 highly qualified and well-paid new residents to add to its diverse population, and most importantly, to the city and its tax base. I post breaking tech news 24/7 over at my website. That's commando.com with a K, of course. Data breaches are at an all-time high as cyber criminals are constantly finding new ways to hack into our email accounts and steal personal information. That's why I use StartMail. StartMail keeps my email safe. Every email can be encrypted or protected with a password, which means hackers in big tech can't read, scan, analyze, or sell my personal information. When you delete an email, it's gone forever. And StartMail is backed by the world's most robust privacy laws. In fact, StartMail uses their own servers, not Amazon's. If you need to provide an email but want to protect your identity, StartMail can generate unlimited disposable email addresses that can be deleted at any time. Plus, switching to StartMail is now easier than ever. Transfer all your emails and contacts with just a few clicks. Start securing your email privacy with StartMail today and get 50% off your first year. Go to startmail.com/Kim. That's startmail.com. That's StartMail with a T. Startmail.com/Kim for 50% off your first year.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Wow, what a game on tap tonight at the Woolpole. It's Friday night football, and the Roswell Coyotes 5-1 after blowing out Clovis last week, 49-0, will take on an undefeated Piedra Vista Panthers football team. The Panthers are 6-0. Game time, 7 o'clock tonight. Goddard, meanwhile, makes a road trip to Belen. The Rockets are 4-2 after beating back Gadsden last week, 44-7. Belen is 1-5, also a 7 o'clock start. NMMI, after getting roughed up by Loving last week, 38-0, will head to Albuquerque at 4-2. The Colts will take on a Hope Christian team that is 2-3-1. That's Saturday at 11 a.m. And tonight, you got Gateway Christian 5-0, undefeated at home, 6-man football against winless Floyd. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The Senate passed a short-term spending bill on Thursday that would avert a partial government shutdown and provide another infusion of military and economic aid to Ukraine as it seeks to repel Russia's brutal invasion. The bill finances the federal government through December 16th and buys lawmakers more time to agree on legislation setting spending levels for the 2023 fiscal year. The number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits fell to a 5-month low last week as the labor market remains resilient. The weekly unemployment claims report from the Labor Department on Thursday also showed jobless rolls shrinking to their lowest level in just over 2 months in mid-September. Used car retailer CarMax Incorporated said that an uncertain economic environment was starting to take a toll on vehicle demand. CarMax shares tumbled 22% to hit a more than 2-year low. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
There's at least one thing most New Mexicans agree on. Our schools have a long way to go. That's why Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is breathing new life into public education with initiatives that support our children from their first baby steps to promising career paths. Like expanding in-home family services, early childhood and pre-K, so thousands more kids will go off to school healthy and ready to learn. And attracting new teachers by raising salaries to the highest in the Southwest. It's already paying off by recruiting hundreds of new teachers to our classrooms this year. And she is cutting teacher paperwork and administrative burdens by 41%, so they have more time to teach our children. Thanks to the governor's new Opportunity Scholarships, any New Mexican can now attend a state college for free to earn a certificate or degree in a wide range of high-demand fields. After 2 tough years, we're finally making progress in education. We can't afford to go back to the failed policies of the past.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Score big during the Touchdown Super Sale on now at Roswell Honda with a roster of MVPs waiting for you to drive them off the lot. Get a 2013 Honda Accord for just $279 a month, 2016 Kia Soul for just $259 a month, or a 2013 Chevy Cruze for just $149 a month. Get a smartwatch and a 12-pack just for stopping by, an official NFL football with a test drive, and a Big 5 gift card with purchase. And sign up to win a 65-inch smart TV to be given away October 1st at 1 p.m. The Touchdown Super Sale on now at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd. Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all of Nook's favorites from 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. All made fresh. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio. KEND Roswell.
1.9 million Florida utility customers still without power in the wake of Hurricane Ian. That's according to Governor Ron DeSantis with his latest storm update just minutes ago.
Right now, the hardest hit areas are Hardy, 99% without power as of this morning. Charlotte and Lee both have 85% without, and DeSoto is at 80% without.
DeSantis says 42,000 linemen and other utility personnel are working around the clock to get the lights back on. So far, 1,100 miles of road cleared, 800 bridges have been inspected and reopened, $12 million donated so far to help the storm victims. Amid all of this, search and rescue operations have kicked into high gear, and there is an emphasis on getting healthcare facilities fully operational again. Hurricane Ian is not done yet. The storm, which regained hurricane status over the Atlantic, expected to make landfall early this afternoon near Charleston, South Carolina. Russian President Putin is formally taking control of 4 areas of Ukraine following Kremlin-orchestrated referendums that the West announces as a sham. The BBC's Hugo Beshega says conditions in those areas claimed by Putin are far from settled.
Fighting is still happening in many of those regions. We know that the Ukrainians are trying to make some gains in Kherson, especially around the city of Kherson, which is one of the largest Ukrainian cities in Russian hands. And there's a lot of fighting happening also in the east.
The federal fiscal year draws to a close at midnight. Later today, the House to vote on a stopgap spending bill. It will keep the government running in the new fiscal year, the bill previously approved by the Senate. Watching Wall Street, the Dow down 38 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Al Abaroa, founder of Knight Strategic Wealth. Inflation is a problem, markets are volatile, and the risk of running out of money in retirement is real. That's why I love annuities, and you should too. Your financial advisor doesn't want you to know that with our annuity strategy, when the stock market goes up, You earn a market-linked return that locks in every year, and when the stock market goes down, your annuity won't lose a dime. There are no unnecessary fees, and it works for your investments, money at a brokerage firm, or even money at a bank. It's simple, it's safe, and you should only invest if you learn the facts. And that's why savvy investors work with us. Want to learn more? Text FREE to 833-898-0500, and we'll send our retirement readiness kit directly to your phone right now. If you want to use safe, low-fee annuities to build a retirement portfolio that will go up with the market and never lose money, get our retirement readiness kit today and see how this strategy can help secure your future. Text FREE to 833-898-0500. Text FREE to 833-898-0500.
Terrorist attacks continue to claim lives in Afghanistan. Earlier today, a suicide bomber targeted young people in a Shiite area of the Afghan capital.
Preliminary information is that this bomb went off in an education center, the Kaj Education Center in Kabul. And what we're being told is that students had gathered there to take a mock exam in preparation for university admissions. And this explosion took place in a neighborhood dominated by the Hazara ethnic minority. Previously, we've had several attacks in Hazara neighborhoods and Hazara mosques, and many of these attacks have been claimed by ISKP, Islamic State Khorasan Province, which is the regional affiliate of the Islamic State group.
The BBC's Yogita Lamaye, one local official, says victims include high school grads, both girls and boys. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Make it 6 weeks in a row for rising home mortgage rates.
And the rates are marking new highs not seen in 15 years. Mortgage buyer Freddie Mac reports the average on the key 30-year rate climbed to 6.70% from 6.29% last week. The average rate on 15-year fixed-rate mortgages, popular among those seeking to refinance their homes, jumped to 5.96% from 5.44% last week. Last year, prospective home buyers were looking at rates well below 3%. John Scott reporting.
We want light, the rallying cry of frustrated Cubans left without electricity following Hurricane Ian and turning out to protest. Several hundreds of them taking a risky step of demonstrating in public in Havana. Cuba's electric union says only about 10% of Havana's roughly 2 million people had power as of yesterday. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Good. So a morning, all of a sudden, without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy finally Friday. Yeah, don't panic, everybody.
Sorry, my mouth's full from eating this McDonald's.
Eating this delicious McDonald's. Mixmaster Mike, feeling just a tad bit under the weather. So he's gonna go home and try to sleep it off a little bit. Because it's here's the thing. When you pull back the curtain, Fridays in radio suck because there's so much to do. To get all of our programming ready for the weekend, to get all of our stuff recorded, to get all of our stuff ready for football games happening this evening across all of our sister stations, including 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. it takes a lot of time and effort. Mike understands that being sick on a Friday, it's sort of kind of not really a thing that you can really do, so he's going to go try to sleep it off just a little bit. Hopefully he'll be back inside the building sometime today to kind of get the afternoon flowing just a little bit. But we want to give Mike just a little time to kind of get back to normal. Maybe hopefully he's feeling himself again. We're pretty sure it's not the Rona, so nobody panic. Nobody go into panic mode right now. I think everything's going to be okay. I don't think it's the Rona. But Mixmaster Mike going to be out for the rest.
It's not the monkey either.
Say that again?
It's not the monkey either.
What's not the monkey?
The monkeypox.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not the monkey.
You can't shorten it by calling it the monkey.
I don't know.
Nobody knows what you're talking about. You got to say it's not the pox.
I can't know because then it's
smallpox, chickenpox, monkeypox. It covers the whole gamut of pox, of whatever poxes might be applying. So yeah, you got to cover your pox bases. You can't say I got the monkey. That sounds like you've got like an addiction to something. Yeah, I got the monkey.
Or he's got the two pox.
The two pox?
Yeah,
just
the two pox.
Just turned you into a hologram. I got the two pox. I got shot 9 times while I was driving to a boxing match. That's a terrible condition, Jim. I'm sorry that you had a weekend like that. I should probably turn my ringer off, I'm thinking.
That's 50 Cent.
Huh?
That's 50 Cent.
No, Tupac was shot on the way to a boxing match, wasn't it? That's where he was shot and killed?
I don't know. I was born in 93. So I
could be completely wrong on that. I'm always trying to turn off the volume on my phone. I have a new phone, so I'm not completely used to all of the ways of doing things on this phone yet. Let's do this. Okay, there. It's muted. But
Samsung?
Yes, Samsung Galaxy S22.
Okay, good.
Super upgrade. Yeah, because I went from I had an S8, so I was real old school, and that thing was broken in 16 different places on the screen. Like it was fine. I could still use it, but there were parts of the screen that were broken were like areas where like a notification bubble would pop up, so I couldn't tell if somebody was like sending me a chat or something. It just got annoying. And there was like that whole, sometimes a piece of glass would end up in my finger, and that's never fun. So yeah, I figured.
I'm still rocking my S7.
Are you really?
Yeah.
S7?
Yeah.
Dang. That's old school, sir. I can appreciate that. I'm not one for new phones, like the new tech or whatever, but I gotta admit, it was time for an upgrade. I'm actually getting my my case and some screen protectors in today. I've been like carefully carrying this thing around, keeping it in the box, like for storage purposes, trying my best to actually take care of it as to keep it as long as I can. But yeah, finally I'm getting a case and some screen protectors today, so I can kind of live life normally again.
See, what I really want is the Flip Z.
I have no desire for that phone. It feels gimmicky. It just feels like we're reaching for something.
Have you held it?
Yeah, but first of all, it's super slippery. It looks super slippery. But secondly, no matter how much technology you put into this thing, you cannot convince me that a folding screen is not eventually going to have a crease down the middle. It's going to show up. Even if you take, you take perfect care of that phone over the course of 3 years, let's say. Now, I know people are saying, well, you should upgrade your phone by that point. No. The point of having a phone, if you're going to keep one for a long time, is to have one for a long time.
Right.
Like I've reached a point with the tech where it's like, I don't think it's going to get any better. I mean, sure, maybe the camera will improve a little bit, but I think we're good for a minute, for at least, a couple of years. So yeah, I want the phone to last and stand the test of time, but eventually that thing is going to get a crease down the middle of it.
I think it's been about 4 years since the technology started.
Yeah.
Like in 2018.
And it's gotten better, sure. I laugh at those people who got the first generation of the folding phone. It's like, you guys know this is going to be a piece of garbage, right? Just out of the box piece of garbage. Wait a few generations, sure. But yeah, I have no desire for that phone. The only gimmick phone that I've wanted over the past 5-6 years, I'm never going to be an iPhone person. Don't even try to turn me on to the dark side there. The only gimmicky phone I've ever kind of wanted was Motorola put out a phone a couple generations back that was moddable. Like you could mod this phone. So they put out different modules you could put on the phone, like a improved camera, or there was one you could put a speaker, dual speaker on it, like the Dolby speakers or whatever, to make it like a stereo. And there was just different modules you could put on this phone, so it was completely modular, where you could add things to it to make it a little bigger, like a grippier phone, like an added phone grip.
Yeah.
or like a fan, I think was one of the options. But I like the idea of having a modular phone so that you can kind of convert physically, not necessarily software, but like hardware. That's kind of fun. But other than that, there's really not been any specific thing a phone has done that I've been like, wow, I have to have that thing. A folding thing is okay, I guess. But hey, real quickly, we do have to say a humongous thank you to the fine folks at McDonald's for providing us with delicious breakfast treats, as they do each and every Friday morning. I indulged my savor tooth in a sausage McMuffin, and I noticed you doubled up on the bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles. That's a choice.
Well, I got one for myself. And
sure.
One for whoever.
I just feel like that's a lot to put in your system. First thing in the morning, you got the bacon, egg, and cheese, which is always good. And that McGriddle, man, that thing is not light. It's a heavy eat.
Well, I used to hate it.
Really? I don't hate it. It's a hard sell for me on a lot of things. Sausage is good with the McGriddle.
Because I think sausage and sweets are like overkill. Mm-hmm. But now it's kind of, I lost my sense of taste over the years. And
right. The COVID done took away my taste buds. I do like, the idea of candied bacon, which is always nice. But I don't know, the egg and cheese in the McGriddle, it just feels like a little much with the sweet and savory punch. But you know what? Let your freak flag fly. Don't let me knock you how you order your McDonald's. You order your McDonald's however you see fit. You can do so through many different convenient ways. Inside, through the drive-thru, or order on the app. If you download that app, you are doing yourself a favor. You take advantage of fantastic discounts, rebates, and, of course, collect valuable points that you can use towards future purchases. Download the app today. You're wasting money if you don't use that app. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the program. Coming up here in just a few minutes, around 8:15 or so. We'll be sitting down chat with Miss Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico. They're obviously gearing up for all kinds of different events, including the spooky season. That's right. We're going to be talking about Spooky Southwest, Tales of Strange History. That's going to be happening Saturday, October 23rd at the Archive facility from 2 to 3:30. We'll be chatting all about that big event coming up here in just a few minutes on this finally fall time Friday morning. Don't you love it? Fall's in the air. It's festival season. It's a busy season. I understand that, but it's also a good time to be alive. The temperatures are on the way down. Leaves are going to start changing soon. There's just that certain feel in the air. Summer's fun and everything, and school's out, and that's great. But fall is just special,
Yeah,
it's just nice.
The Fall Time Fridays Festival.
That's right.
There's
Festivus. That's later.
Well, yeah.
That's way later.
I just like alliterations.
I am a fan of alliterations. Absolutely. Don't forget, lots of stuff happening this weekend. Obviously, Football Friday across all of our stations. You can hear your Roswell Coyotes right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Pregame 6:45, kickoff at 7 o'clock. You can hear the Goddard game over on our sister station, Fiera 106.1 FM. And, of course, your Artesia Bulldogs play on Artesia's own AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP. And you can check out each and every one of those games in their entirety with blazing 4K video provided by our crack video department. Roy is a member of which. And you can check that out at your leisure and either live or on demand at ksvptv.com.
We plug in stuff.
Yeah, it's plug, and then they play. So you plug, they play. It really is a plug-and-play system. But yes, ksvptv.com, and of course, after the games across all of our social media, including our Facebook pages and YouTube, you can check out those games as well. But ksvptv.com, of course, make it your homepage because we are Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority then, now, and always. 16 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's pause. I'm going to click this to make sure it actually works because it always
crumbs on the floor.
Crumbs down there?
Oh, John.
I wasn't eating over there. I was eating in here. They're not my crumbs. 16 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's pause and get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the central Rockies, and that'll be keeping things fair for our area today. Afternoon highs pretty warm in the mid-80s. It will be a little bit breezy during the afternoon, and lots of sunshine all day. A few clouds and mid-50s for the overnight hours, and then we're in the mid to upper 80s and sunny on Saturday. Fair for Sunday, afternoon highs in the mid-80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 61 degrees around Roswell Way. Humidity is sitting comfortably at about 52%. Winds are calm at the moment. The barometer about 30.15 inches with a dew point of 43 degrees. Looking for mostly sunny skies for the rest of your Finally Friday. 85 degrees for the high. Good year, good temperatures. Mostly sunny, 85. Winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles an hour for today. For tonight, partly cloudy, getting down to 57 degrees for the overnight low. Winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. For your Saturday, it's going to warm up just a little bit, but pretty much staying in this, as Mike calls it, the boring realm. I'm going to say it's fair weather. You see what we did there? Mostly clear, mostly sunny and 87 for the high on Saturday. Light south and variable winds becoming southwest 10 to 15 miles an hour in the morning. Mostly clear for your Saturday night, dropping down to 56 for the overnight low. Winds coming out of the south 5 to 15 miles an hour. For your Sunday, sunny skies, 84 degrees for the high. Winds southbound or out of the south 5 to 10 miles an hour, increasing to between 10 to 15 later in the afternoon. Sunday night, mostly clear, dropping down to 55 for the overnight low. Then we're looking at sunshine and 83 degrees for your Monday. Pretty much staying that way until Tuesday of next week. That's when the clouds roll into the area. We got a between 20 and 30% chance of the wet stuff heading into your Tuesday and the Tuesday evening attached to it. So, yeah, some potential for some rain around fair time, but hopefully the rain gods will do us a favor, do us a solid, and keep the rain away for, at least 1 week so we can get out and play. 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. Going to pause, pay a couple of these bills, and not sure if our guest has arrived yet or not, but either getting the thumbs up from old Roy, so we'll be sitting down chat with Miss Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico coming up on A Morning Without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
The numbers don't lie. Crime is up in southeastern New Mexico. In 2021, Roswell had almost 40 crimes per 1,000, including larceny, assault battery, burglary, motor vehicle theft, robbery, and homicide. These days, the best defense you can get is having a locally owned company install the best security system available. That's Zenith Security Services. They offer real security solutions for your home and business. When it comes to your safety, you need a locally owned, locally minded security company at your defense. Call Zenith Security Services today, 575-626-3521, 575-626-3521.
When Fred Rogers, better known as Mr. Rogers, died, it was said that in his wallet was a piece of paper that read, "Life is for service." With the recent passing of Queen Elizabeth, many have paid tribute to her, describing her life as one of duty and service. Yet none can compare to the life and example of Jesus. In Luke 22, Jesus said, "I am among you as one who serves." Perhaps no greater example of servanthood is modeled than when Jesus washes the disciples' feet, an act of humility and love. Jesus never placed himself in a position above others. Instead, he healed the sick, fed the thousands, and spent countless hours with those society had cast away. Ephesians 2 reads, "We are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." God has a unique plan for each of us to serve him in this world. Just like Jesus, God designed us to make a difference with the lives that we have been given. Join us at Country Club Road as we strive to do just that.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
I'm State Representative Greg Nybert. New Mexico ranks 50th in child well-being, and this statistic is not acceptable. Too often we see in the news where a child taken into state custody is returned to an abusive situation only to suffer more abuse, sometimes resulting in death. Chavez County is not immune. Chavez County CASA and its staff and volunteers understand the system and where things go wrong. I have met with CASA to understand how we need to create a better system of caring for abused and neglected children and to break the cycle of abuse. I listen to local experts and then engage the state agency at the highest levels. I will support legislation to bring about positive change. I ask for you to vote for me, Greg Nybert, to allow me to continue to be your effective conservative voice in Santa Fe. Voting begins on October 11th and Election Day is November 8th. Please vote Greg Nybert for State Representative District 59.
Paid for by Greg Nibert for State Representative, Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 23 minutes after 8 o'clock on a morning, well, the rest of the morning without Mike Winters. And joining us in studio this morning is Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Good to hear it. Good to hear it. It's definitely been a busy time of year. And you guys never stop moving. You guys,
No.
For the focus, when you guys have your focus on looking back, you guys are always moving forward.
That's right. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's
So,
cool.
So what do you guys have going on lately? What's been happening?
Well, we're just like so many, we're very, very excited to be part of the 100th anniversary of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many calls John LeMay and our amazing archives group took to help find photos and things for these amazing booths. And one day he called me and we were talking and we said, just a minute. Isn't that amazing? We had 4-H groups. We had, we've worked with many garden clubs. We've worked with Michelle Hembry and the amazing Arts and Crafts Building. It's so amazing to know at the end of the day, people were calling and celebrating history.
Absolutely.
Literally, everybody was living our mission.
Right. And it's kind of
cool. That's awesome.
It's kind of a cool feeling that you guys are like the keepers of the tome of history. It's like every ounce of it's like, yeah, we can talk. We can give you some 4-H, some historical pictures for the 4-H. We can give you some historical pictures from this company or that company. You guys are the keepers of all.
It's really cool, really cool, and I want to thank so many groups. Where and what I will say is this. Let's not forget that after this event's over and we celebrate this amazing event of the 100th anniversary, don't forget to keep celebrating history in one way or another. But I do want to also give a shout out to Michelle Hembry. The Historical Society has been honored to work with the Morning Garden Club and all the garden clubs to get that Arts and Crafts building. And something fun, Sean, I want to mention is in that building, we've made an intentional effort, and I've partnered with Michelle, that we will have our 20-minute video looping in that building. So again, I think I really appreciate all involved making an intentional effort to celebrate history, not just the fair. And that's what I love about the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. It's not just about them. Yes, this is our event, but they live our mission also, just celebrating history. So make sure and check that out in the Arts and Crafts Building. We'll have all of our brochures, information about this fun event we're going to talk about. Don't forget to keep collecting your loose change. And don't forget that our facilities are open by appointment. And let me tell you, we've had a lot of appointments. And you know what? And I like that because, I try to run the facility, but, with great leadership comes committees doing their thing. I have not known who's coming and going because there's so much research going on. But that's a great team, great groups. So I'm blessed to have a hardworking board that are getting these things going. And one way or another, if it's not one person, it's another person working together to celebrate history.
It's awesome. And it's great to see. And that's one thing I love about the Historical Society is with you guys taking appointments and with things opening back up, it really is a fantastic place to kind of dive in and experience history. And if you're a class or if you're a group, a history club with the school that wants to tour the JP White House, appointments are always available.
For sure.
And it's just a great thing to be a part of.
And it's been a win-win because of COVID. Yes, we shut down. During those times, we pivoted and we did open by appointment. I will say, hands down, that's one of the greatest decisions we've ever made for this reason. We've done appointments at 8 o'clock in the morning. We've done appointments at 7 o'clock at night. We have broadened our horizons and opened more opportunity for groups or individuals that work, that can't come from 1 to 4. I'll be honest with you. Before COVID, when we were 1 to 4, honestly, our locals, that's not convenient for locals. Sure. You've got parents and schools and work and all this. So we've made it easier and more accommodating, I think, to offer these opportunities to so much more.
It's a real testament to the ingenuity of the people that run the Historical Society, because you guys have taken so much positive out of COVID. Not just the appointments, not just the appointment only, but also the drive-through fundraising and that concept that works so well and is so loved by Roswell. That's a COVID byproduct.
Yep.
It's just that's
sunny side up.
It's a testament to the ingenuity of you guys. At the
happy faces. During these times, there's not our groups and our subgroups and our offspring, if you will. Even when Mike was going through hard times. Another thing we've done is make an intentional effort to give sweet messages in the morning, come together and say, hey, we're going to be all right. Got your back.
Absolutely.
So just like my board president messaged me this morning, we're going to send out messages. We're going to see things sunny side up, and we are going to look for the best there is. That's biblical. I mean, I'm not preaching, but there's good in all things.
Absolutely.
And we've done our best to pull out, suck that blood out of the turnip and find every good bit of good, if there is. Just a little
that bad boy.
We're going to find the good. We're going to find the good. We're going to bless kids. We're going to work with kids. Another thing, people, I haven't mentioned, we've been working with a lot of different groups, private schools and public schools. We're determined to get as many history clubs going in as many schools, whether it's private, whether it's homeschooled. We're working with, again, those, there's not a week the Strange family isn't on the property, but now their family's expanding. Their families of families coming in, doing things, helping, praying at the polls, doing hard things. We've had a hard week. I want to give a shout out to the Glass family. We lost our sweet Mary Lou. She's flying with the angels. I'm not going to leave that on a sad note, but I will say that was an era, if you will.
Absolutely.
From the beginning. When you lose the heartbeat, that center, that nucleus, the heartbeat, we're going to feel it, because we do feel. We care. And so she was certainly a woman to be celebrated. As long as I'm around doing what I'm doing, we're going to celebrate her, because she didn't like us celebrating her much, which I really like that. Silent heroes, those silent heroes, she would roll her eyes if she knew I was saying that right now.
She ain't in it for the clout. She's in it for the to make the world a better
place. Come
before,
come after. But hard work, integrity, all of that go into her. So I think we've got these upcoming generations with more sweet little Mary Lou's. We need to celebrate class and dignity of the home and history and pull together and unite. That's something else. I think she wanted us to share light for others, and we sure will do that. So I'm honoring her in a lot of different ways, included she was a school teacher. So I know she would love to know, like by next year, we could say 50% of Roswell schools have history clubs or something. That'd be really cool.
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love about, the Historical Society and what you guys do is you don't just let history sit back there and hang out. You reignite it. You're constantly, shaking it back awake and bringing it back to modern times. And you put it in such an understandable perspective for kids through like the CAPS program, through all these amazing, and case in point, this event you guys have coming up at the end of October. Yay. This is another one of those things where you're really bringing history right to the forefront and showing kids it wasn't that long ago that this stuff we're talking about was actually happening.
That's right. And I think once that kids, we focus on the youth. They're our future. The next Mary Lou is in one of these schools. We just have to find them and cultivate that sweet spirit. But I think that it is important for people to realize that these sweet little young kids at home, once they realize they are walking, breathing, living history, and that the history comes from their generations, and they connect all these dots to everywhere you are, the school history. Or wherever it is, whether it's fairgrounds, wherever. So, or whether you're on Main Street, rich history of Main Street and what it was like. So, we do have a lot of fun. Our board won't stop celebrating history in a fun way, too. Like you're saying, the spooky event we've got coming on. I want to remind everybody, please mark your calendar for October the 23rd. I know Donna Blake Burchell is very excited to come from Carlsbad. I know John LeMay is always in for a good history talk. And I think it's a fun way. It is not something I wanted individuals to know. We respect all beliefs, so it is not a Halloween-ish event, if that makes sense. So we've got a spooky Southwest event that's open to the family. We will have Halloween treats. Sweet Miss Dr. Huckabee. She's one of our newer individuals on the board, and I tell you what, she's a Betty Crocker. She's I love it, and you will love that. Every event, can we have some treats? And I thought, you know what, that's just an added blessing. I don't have a problem with that.
Not at all.
So we'll have some spooky little treats for that event too. So those events are always good to pick up books. And also, if you wanted, we're open. If you called and said, hey, listen, we've been putting off getting a tour. Could we arrange a tour right before that event? I think that would be a perfect opportunity to schedule a tour like at 1 o'clock maybe or something like that, and then go straight to the event. So there's no fee for those programs, and we've got some other programs coming up. But this one we're really excited about, and they'll have their books too.
It's called the Spooky Southwest Tales of Strange History. We're going to dive into stuff like the mummy of John Wilkes Booth, the Navajo witch purge of 1876, and a lot of ghost stories from here in southeastern New Mexico, which is amazing because New Mexico has some of the most fascinating ghost towns in the entire country. Like some of the stories coming out of of some of these abandoned places. Like even, and I know it's a complicated and a bit controversial past, but even the history of Blackdom.
Yes.
I mean, it's
for sure. Oh, for sure. We just had some calls. Yes, on Blackdom.
It's fascinating.
Yes,
just to see all that happened just a few miles away from us.
Yes, whether it's Blackdom, we're working with Sergeant Frescas, giving her a shout out. Boy, her vision is to really, really inspire individuals and kind of revive what we call the Chihuahuita area. And wow, that's exciting.
It is.
And whether it's Blackdom or Chihuahuita, or whether it's the historical district, whether it's Main Street. I'm fascinated by some people that own a store or working on a store on Main Street. We've got that rich legacy, like good grief, like Bullocks and Roswell Seed that have been there so long. And even to me, like Roswell Livestock and these businesses. But then some of these businesses have no idea the history of Downtown Roswell and the courthouse and New Mexico Military Institute. You know, we can go on and on. But people always say, I can't volunteer as a historical society. History's not my thing. If you live in Roswell, like my husband and I, we're all in about sports. The history is rich with history. And one thing I think about sports that we see, people always say, why are you here? You don't have a child here or whatever. The history is right here. We may have the next world champion. We may have the next kid that never thought they could go to school, but through perseverance and working hard, they can get a scholarship through athletics, or just inspiring their dreams of champions. We've had national champions right living, breathing on the Mexico Military Institute property. I can't believe I'm so excited to know we're talking about the whole world knowing about our sweet little town and its history, not just one thing, but 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 things. So, and then we haven't even talked about art. I think that's something we take so much for granted. And whether we're not an artist, or people say, I'm not really into the arts. I don't know anybody that's not inspired by art.
Art in some way. And that's the thing. Art doesn't have to just be paint on canvas. Art is photograph or photography. Art is music. The jazz festival's coming up here in Roswell, and that's a celebration of just an amazing genre of music. And Roswell's always so great at capturing that and then putting it in the forefront, like with the jazz festival and with our festival
RCLT.
season. Yes,
they're always doing them. I can't keep up, and our lives are busy, and so we don't have to keep up. We need to make sure, as we have those little things called iPhones in our pockets, that we make sure and don't just live our lives on Amazoning or Instagramming just for other things.
Just to clarify, this is a Samsung, all right?
Mine is too.
Android.
Thank you very much, Ralph. See, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Ralph, I've got
over
the
there.
Samsung. That's right. But make sure that you just take a moment before the weekend to see what else is going on, because you and I were just talking about that.
There's a lot. It's
yeah,
Walk
it
for
really
Hope is this
is.
weekend.
Yes, there's so many things.
The Rights Carnival gets underway this weekend.
Right.
There's a lot. You hear it from everybody you talk to in Roswell. There's nothing to do here.
Oh, yeah,
There's
exactly.
too much
There's
to do.
a lot. Well, and just like with our CAPS event that weekend, people had a hard time because there were so many things going on.
Right.
But we do have a lot to offer, and make sure you go to the See Roswell website. I want to encourage people. I'm part of the tourism Roswell Tourism Council, and we meet once a month there at the Historical Society. If you want to get more involved about encouraging or motivating or unifying our tourism and all that's going on. I know there was tourism talk last week and so many things going on. Call the Historical Society. I know Judy Stubbs is very involved, Elaine Mayfield, Jane Anglin, so many of us to just pull together and talk about so many things popping up. We've had Airbnbs popping up. And I'm like, oh, that's fun. That's fun. So there's just a lot going on, and make sure that you take a moment. I give a moment, or I pray and do those things, and let's make an intentional effort to wake up and see what's going on for the weekend. Help support, whether you could support by making a donation or helping all that. We're in this together, and when you come to the Historical Society, it's not about us. We want to partner with many other groups and different things.
One of my favorite things about the fair is walking through the train building, for example.
Yes.
All of the different window displays from the 4-H, from the FFA, and all those, like you were saying, those amazing pictures from days gone by. And it's literally walking through history.
I bet 50, 60, 70% of those booths have somehow contacted the Historical Society.
I would not be
and then
shocked.
and their research and digging and finding out more. So I really appreciate that. And you're right, because when you walk through that building, we're in that building. We've got a really cool awning and stuff. We're kind of on the corner. But it's a reminder of so many hard work and efforts through the city, through the school, so many things that so many great organizations.
It's actually it's an exciting year because our fearless leader Gene Dow is going to be one of the volunteer conductors.
Really?
For the model train this year.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
okay. They said they're going to let him sit and watch it happen. They're not sure if they're going to let him take the controls yet. Not sure if they're ready to give that man that much power.
So he will be in the building,
Yeah,
he'll
be
say.
in the booth, ready to take over if say the head conductor has like a heart attack or something. Gene can jump at the controls.
Well, that's really cool. That's really cool.
It's going to be a good time. But obviously, busy time with the fair coming up next week. The Spooky Southwest event happening on October 23rd. One thing we haven't even talked about. Party season's coming up.
Yep.
You can rent the archive facility.
And it's getting full too. But yes, we have very minimal rates. So please give us a call, and you're right. We'll basically set that up. I mean, a lot of buildings that I've rented, we have the potential to really get that set up. We've got the amazing kitchen. 50, 60 people come and go. You could probably accommodate, more like 70 to 100 people.
And
so
it's such a nice space. It's really, it's intimate. It's homey. It feels really awesome.
We set up a lot of groups like civic organizations to do just like a quick 30-minute tour and then go right into their event and stuff. So that's a lot of fun. We've done receptions. Just had a 90th birthday party, I believe. So many different things. And meetings. If you need an area for meetings, we've got the projector and screen and everything too. So we're ready to set up for that. Don't forget memberships and fun things like that.
Yes.
We will be at the Holiday Magic. So look for a booth there, doing your Christmas shopping and fun things. It's right around the corner. I can't believe it.
I'm not ready, man.
I know. Well, I cannot believe. I mean, we're might as well be in October, and I was preparing and filling out my paperwork, and they had called because for some reason I hadn't gotten an email, and I'm like, it is really Holiday Magic time almost.
That's so crazy.
It is. It's right. It really does. It really does. So, and we, again, are collecting loose change. If you have your loose change, bring it, and we will even pick it up. Every cent does count. If we have one of our containers and it's that time and we haven't been by to check it, give us a call. A lot's been going on, but again, any way we can help, or if you have fun questions or needs, you can always call the museum.
Yes.
622-8333. If you have research needs, call the archives, 622-1176. You can email me at historydirector@outlook.com. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook. We'll answer those questions, or go directly to our website at roswellnmhistory.org. And if you want to just watch our video and you haven't done that, you can go right on, and there's links on our website.
Yes, absolutely. All kinds of resources available to you. Well, Miss Amy, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming out, and have fun next week.
Yay! Have a great weekend.
Absolutely. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your time at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. It's going to be a blast. From the past.
There you go.
19 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Let's pause and get you up to date with some local news.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Thanks for joining us this hour. Here's a look at some of the stories we're following today. First off, New Mexico State Police are investigating a double fatal crash that took place just east of Roswell. This happened early Tuesday morning. It happened near US 380 and Red Bridge Road when a westbound 18-wheeler missed a turn and the driver stopped on the shoulder. The semi-driver then attempted to back up onto Red Bridge Road, but was struck by a car driven by 89-year-old Arlie Plunk Jr. Plunk and his passenger, 83-year-old Billy Plunk, were both killed. The semi-driver was not injured. The Carlsbad Public Library is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month for another couple weeks. Hispanic Heritage Month began in 1968 as a week-long celebration under then-President Lyndon Johnson. But in 1988, it was extended to a full-month celebration by President Ronald Reagan. It runs September 15th through October 15th. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. 17 minutes away from 9 o'clock on this morning without Mike Winters. By the way, if you missed any portion of the program, you can always go back and check it out in its entirety at ksvptv.com. Just click on the Mornings with Mike Winters tab. You can be treated to the show in its entirety. Of course, after the program, Mr. Roy, young Roy Burt, if you will have the videos up piecemeal for you up on all of our across all of our socials, including Facebook and of course the YouTubes. So obviously we're gearing up for a busy weekend. You're gonna be out doing football tonight. You guys doing NIMI tomorrow as well?
No, it's all fair stuff.
Oh, it's all fair stuff. 'Tis all fair. On a fair weekend. That's right. By the way, you can log on to enmsf.com for up-to-the-minute info about the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. You can find out the entertainment happening at this year's fair, as well as the fair book, which has a fair amount of information regarding this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. All the info that you need to know is waiting for you at your fingertips. Just head over to enmsf.com and check it out for yourself. Obviously, we'll be out there all week in some capacity. Myself, over on our sister station, 92.9 The Brand, I'm going to be out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. So you can come on out and visit us in the big blue boombox. We'll be out there broadcasting live, hanging out with you, and I'll hand out a couple Cowboys T-shirts if, say you need like a disposable diaper or a chamois for your car or something. We'll be out there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And our sister station, Fierro 106.1, will be out on Tuesday and Thursday of next week, as well as I believe Saturday for Tejano night at the fair as well. We'll be out there in the big blue boombox Tuesday and Thursday for our sister station, Fierro 106.1 FM. Look like you're chomping at the bit to read something.
Oh yeah, no, I was just looking up what's actually on Saturday. It's the Dairy Goat Show.
The Dairy Goat Show is happening Saturday. We're gonna have obviously the livestock shows happening all week long. You can check those out at ksvptv.com. We are the official broadcast partner of this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Suck it, everybody else. We got the bag. We secured the bag. But we are, of course, your official Eastern New Mexico State Fair station. So for all the need-to-know info happening at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair, just log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Eastern New Mexico State Fair tab, and you can check out all of the livestock shows in their entirety. So Grandma can check out Jim Bob's Goat Show on Saturday. Of course, the big livestock sale happening Saturday afternoon as well. That's the big dog. Not this Saturday. Next Saturday.
Yeah.
A week from.
That's the junior
Saturday.
livestock.
Yeah, the junior livestock sale going to be happening next Saturday afternoon.
Which I don't know what the senior livestock sale would be.
Just a lot of old cows. They're just selling off old livestock. 14 minutes away from 9 o'clock.
I need to get a new phone.
You do need to get a new phone. It's about time. just based on the camera alone, dude, I adore this thing. I mean, it's. Oh. I don't understand why anybody needs 3 cameras, but I like it.
Have you seen that meme of iPhone 14, and it's like the camera, every new model, it's just the camera is being placed in different spots.
Right.
Like there's like 4 cameras now.
Yeah. It's basically they release a new model so that you have to buy a new case because you can't put it in the old case. They move the camera slightly.
Yeah, it's like one up here on the top left, one up here on the top right, and then they switch it, and then.
I had a phone, and this was years ago. Do you remember when Amazon put out the Fire phone?
No.
It wasn't notable. But
no.
The thing with the Fire phone was each corner had a camera. On the front, each corner had a camera. And it did that so that it could track where your face was and like turn. It was honestly just so like your wallpaper could like move. Like when you move the phone, it would move with kind of like how those pictures on Facebook will do. Like if you turn your phone, it was kind of that essentially. Okay. It was really a big waste of time, and nobody wanted them. And they were trash phones for everything else. It was garbage.
Yeah, they clearly didn't make enough of a.
They made one
of a splash.
Fire one, and it never took off. So they took it off the market.
I kind of miss the Windows phone though.
No. No.
Just for the novelty of it.
No. Stop it. I had a Windows phone. Actually, I was a spokesman for the Windows phone. Let me take this up a notch, all right? I was the guy who was the face and the voice in Roswell, at least, for the Nokia Lumia 900. This phone was hot garbage. The format was terrible. The layout was awful. You could get to nothing. There were no good apps. I had an app on this Windows phone that I had. It wasn't an Instagram app, okay? It wasn't the Instagram app. What it was an app that would send you an email when the Instagram app was available for a Windows phone. That's what I had. I had an app that would tell me when the app was available.
I thought you were gonna say it was a shortcut to the web version of it.
Nope, not even that. Not even you could have done that, sure, but no, not even that. It was so bad, this phone. The one thing I will say about that phone, durable. I dropped it off onto concrete out of like first story windows. It held up. I'll say that. That phone held up for a long time. Granted, there was a hockey puck by the end of the thing, but it was
It's weird though. They try to keep the touchscreen technology still.
I hated that phone so much. That box, every app had to have its own little box. It was that phone. That gives me a visceral reaction, that phone. Thinking about that phone. 11 minutes away from 9 o'clock. I'm going to calm down a little bit. Let's pause and get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the central Rockies, and that'll be keeping things fair for our area today. Afternoon highs pretty warm in the mid-80s. It will be a little bit breezy during the afternoon, and lots of sunshine all day. A few clouds in mid-50s for the overnight hours, and then we're in the mid to upper 80s and sunny on Saturday. Fair for Sunday, afternoon highs in the mid-80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 61 degrees around Roswell Way. Humidity at 52%. Winds calm at the moment. The barometer's at 30.15 inches with a dew point of 43 degrees. Looking at mostly sunny, 85 for the high today. Winds south 5 to 15. For tonight, partly cloudy, dropping down to 57 for the overnight low and 87 for the high on Saturday. Winds light out of the south, becoming southeast later in the afternoon, 10 to 15 miles an hour in the morning as well. Saturday night, we're looking at mostly clear skies, getting down to 56 for your overnight low, winds out of the south 5 to 15. And for Sunday, they're saying fair weather, but we all know the fair weather happens on Monday because that's fair season. Mostly sunny, though, a high of 84 degrees for your Sunday. Winds calm south 5 to 10 miles an hour, increasing to between 10 to 15 later in the afternoon. Mostly clear for your Sunday night and dropping down to 55 for the overnight low. And then 83 for your fair day on Monday. Sounds like perfect weather to have a parade. Mostly sunny skies, no wind in the forecast. Here's the problem, though. We have a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms for your Tuesday night into your Wednesday. 20% chance of the wet stuff on Tuesday into Tuesday night. A 30% chance of rain Tuesday night. Mostly cloudy. Getting down to 56 for the overnight low. 82 for the high on Tuesday. And then 78 degrees for the high on Wednesday. 77 degrees for the high on Thursday, with partly to mostly sunny skies. So definitely a chance for the wet stuff on those 2 days. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully we can have us a dry Eastern New Mexico State Fair this year. I mean, you'd think we'd earned it with the 100th year celebration. Come on. Work with us, Mother Nature. Work with us. 8 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with your Wall Street Business Report.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The Senate passed a short-term spending bill on Thursday that would avert a partial government shutdown and provide another infusion of military and economic aid to Ukraine as it seeks to repel Russia's brutal invasion. The bill finances the federal government through December 16th and buys lawmakers more time to agree on legislation setting spending levels for the 2023 fiscal year. The number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits fell to a 5-month low last week as the labor market remains resilient. The weekly unemployment claims report from the Labor Department on Thursday also showed jobless rolls shrinking to their lowest level in just over 2 months in mid-September. Used car retailer CarMax Incorporated said that an uncertain economic environment was starting to take a toll on vehicle demand. CarMax shares tumbled 22% to hit a more than 2-year low. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
There's at least one thing most New Mexicans agree on. Our schools have a long way to go. That's why Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is breathing new life into public education with initiatives that support our children from their first baby steps to promising career paths. Like expanding in-home family services, early childhood and pre-K, so thousands more kids will go off to school healthy and ready to learn. And attracting new teachers by raising salaries to the highest in the Southwest. It's already paying off by recruiting hundreds of new teachers to our classrooms this year. And she is cutting teacher paperwork and administrative burdens by 41%, so they have more time to teach our children. Thanks to the governor's new Opportunity Scholarships, any New Mexican can now attend a state college for free to earn a certificate or degree in a wide range of high-demand fields. After 2 tough years, we're finally making progress in education. We can't afford to go back to the failed policies of the past.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Score big during the Touchdown Super Sale on now at Roswell Honda with a roster of MVPs waiting for you to drive them off the lot. Get a 2013 Honda Accord for just $279 a month, 2016 Kia Soul for just $259 a month, or a 2013 Chevy Cruze for just $149 a month. Get a smartwatch and a 12-pack just for stopping by, an official NFL football with a test drive, and a Big 5 gift card with purchase. And sign up to win a 65-inch smart TV to be given away October 1st at 1 p.m. The Touchdown Super Sale on now at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd.
Here in Roswell, we work hard for our money. That's why it's important to spend our money wisely. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When I walk through our store, I'm really impressed with the furniture we sell. It's so beautiful and so comfortable you could just feel the quality. This is furniture you'll be proud of for years to come. Furniture that your family will enjoy every day. Furniture that will last and last. Get the most from your hard-earned money. Come see us at Glenn's Furniture, where delivery is free since 1953.
Get ready to get rowdy. The Eastern New Mexico State Fair and the Hondo Rodeo Company presents the Pecos Valley Stampede Ranch Rodeo, Friday and Saturday, October 7th and 8th, 6 p.m. at the Bob Crosby Arena, featuring the best in stray gathering, wild cow milking, trailer loading, and muley roping. Best of all, the Pecos Valley Stampede Ranch Rodeo is free with paid admission to the fair. It all goes down October 7th and 8th during the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Log on to enmsf.com to learn more. Ad paid for through the City of Roswell Lodgers Tax. The season rolls on for your Roswell Coyotes, and coming up this Friday night, your Coyotes are back home at the Wool Bowl, squaring off against the Panthers of Piedra Vista High. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSVPTV.com has got you covered with every second of the action. Join Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald for the pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Coyotes versus the Panthers of Piedra Vista, Friday beginning at 6:45 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and online at KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
If you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, potato, and an onion. Unless you open your eyes. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. 4 minutes away from 9 o'clock on this Friday morning. A morning without Mike Winters. He'll be back inside your radios this Monday morning. Just taking the rest of the morning off. He wasn't feeling super above weather, so we decided to give him some time, let him go home, take a nap, and try to sleep this bad boy off. Hey, just a quick reminder, the entertainment at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair is going to be a doozy, and your entertainment is free with your paid admission to this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. It all kicks off on Tuesday night with Austin Van taking the stage there at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Wednesday, it's the Brothers Walker, and then on Thursday, and I'm real excited for this one, Frank Ray alongside Bree Bagwell. It's going to be a big, big show. For those who don't know, Frank Ray is kind of all over mainstream country radio as of late with his song, I'd Bet Country'd Look Good on You. So it'll be nice to see him coming to Roswell before he breaks real big. Then your headliner on Friday night, Mr. Colby Cooper, 6 p.m. with JD and the Badlands Band opening up for him. I will be your MC for that event, so I'll see you out there Friday night as well. And then Saturday, got some great entertainment on Cumbia Night featuring Mickey Cruz and Grupo Maldad. Visit enmsf.com for all the need-to-know info. That's enmsf.com. So I'm scrolling along on Facebook a second ago, and I see this pop up. Now, I'm a huge fan of a certain show. So this popped up in my news feed. Human beings, it's time. Welcome back to Greendale. Hashtag and a movie. I'm talking about Community, people. For those who don't know, I'm a huge mark for the show Community. I loved that show back when it was on. Dan Harmon, the creator of the show, one of the most genius showrunners and creators of all time and in all of television. He's right up there with like your Bill Lawrence's. You know, he's like one of the heavy hitters of television show running. But there was talk of a movie for a long time. In fact, it was kind of a running gag that the show would get 6 seasons in a movie, and they pulled off their 6th season thanks to Yahoo Screen. It was actually Community that was blamed for bringing that service crashing down to the ground. But despite every part of the fates out there aligning to make this not happen, it looks like we're finally getting our and a movie for Community. I, for one, cannot wait. I really hope they're able to bring back most, if not all, of the original cast. That would be fantastic. I know everybody's doing their thing, and they got, they're busy, obviously, but it would be fantastic to see, your Danny Pudi's, your Donald Glovers, obviously your Joel McHale. He's going to have to be there, just to get every cast member back. If you can get Chevy Chase back, I'm going to give you props on that one. But just cannot wait for the Community movie. I'm guessing it's coming to a small screen near you. It looks like it's coming to Peacock, but it's coming to a screen near you in the very near future. Coming up next hour, we're going to be sitting down chatting with Miss Kathy Lay from the city of Roswell. Got lots of exciting, fun events happening in the festival season that we're gearing up for. That's coming up here in just a few minutes. Stick around. You're listening to 106.5 KEND Roswell, New Mexico. Stay tuned. More frivolity coming your way.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Coastal South Carolina is watching and waiting for Hurricane Ian. Landfall expected early this afternoon near Charleston. The storm will come ashore during high tide, which could magnify the impact of its heavy rains, high winds, and storm surge. Georgia, North Carolina, and Southern Virginia are also bracing themselves. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says progress is being made as his state starts down the long road to recovery. For one thing, DeSantis says more and more gas stations are reopening.
It's just a matter of the gas stations need to have power to be able to operate. And if they have a certain number of pumps, they're required to have a generator. I was in Lee County yesterday, actually saw, some of the larger gas stations were operating. So that's a good sign. 1.9 million utility customers still without power. DeSantis says repair crews have fanned out across the storm-stricken areas to get the lights back on. And so far, 1,100 miles of roads cleared of debris and reopened.
Although Vladimir Putin is formally claiming 4 more areas of Ukraine as part of Russia, the BBC's Hugo Bishega says Ukrainians don't see it that way.
This morning, we had an update that the Ukrainians seem to be going ahead with their plan to encircle the city of Liman in the Donetsk region. This is a key city for the Russians because it's a major hub for the Russians to resupply troops in the east.
Congress moving quickly to avoid a government shutdown at midnight. The Senate has passed a short-term spending bill funding federal agencies into mid-December. The House expected to follow suit later in the day. That legislation also provides more money for Ukraine. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 22 points. The Nasdaq ahead 80. More on these stories. Townhall.com.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
A California senior care home is being sued after a resident's poisoning death.
93-year-old Trudy Maxwell was one of 3 people hospitalized after accidentally being served dishwashing liquid instead of drinking juice at the Atria Park Senior Living Facility in San Mateo. The lawsuit contends that the liquid was more toxic than Drano and destroyed her digestive tract. The facility says a staff member filled a pitcher with liquid dishwashing detergent that has a nearly identical consistency and color to cranberry juice, with the intention of dispensing the liquid into a commercial dishwashing machine. The facility says that another staff member picked it up, mistaking it for juice, and served it to 3 residents. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Finland's border with Russia has been closed to Russians with tourist visas. The move comes as young men flee Russia, trying to escape Putin's Ukraine war draft. Breaking news and analysis. Townhall.com. A cutting-edge Navy vessel is about to set sail, finally.
The U.S. Navy's most advanced aircraft carrier is set to embark on its first deployment following years of delays and problems with its new technology. The Navy says the USS Gerald R. Ford is scheduled to cruise into the Atlantic Ocean on Monday from its base in Norfolk, Virginia. The Ford's carrier strike group will join warships from other NATO countries that include France, Germany, and Sweden. The ships will train and perform various exercises together, such as anti-submarine warfare. Keith Peters reporting.
South Korean, U.S., and Japanese warships launching their first trilateral anti-submarine drills in 5 years. The exercises come after North Korea renewed its missile testing this week. It was an apparent response to bilateral training by South Korean and American forces. More on these stories. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of the Morning Without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Roswell's. Happy Friday. Finally Friday. Freaking weekend, and cheers to it. I'll drink to that. Nice, cold, non-alcoholic beverage. A little early on a Friday for tipping one back. Then again, far be it for me to knock how another cat swings. You've already got the kids to school. Heck, maybe a little day drinking for you. That might help. So, all right. So Roy came in a few minutes ago, and he said, "I got a bit." All right, I think we can facilitate a bit. Let's. He wants me to blind react to something. I'm not sure exactly what I'm blind reacting to, but I'm going to let the music get all the way through, and then I'm going to blind react to something. Explain yourself. What are we talking about here?
It's just a video that I happened to come across, and thought I know you would probably get it.
Okay.
Not exactly, it's pretty basic of a joke.
No, I'm not Mike. I'm not basic.
I'm sure. I know, but the demographic is.
All right.
So disclaimer. I just came across, it's purely coincidental. I didn't seek this out.
Okay. And you said this is clean. It's clean for radio.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called If the Batman Was Made in 2007.
If it came out, yeah.
Okay.
And
If the Batman Was Made in 2007. I'm going to say, is it a 1 minute and 16 second video? This one here, it's only 16 seconds. Okay. Get the sound on here. What if Batman was made in 2007? All right. I'm blind reacting to this. I've never seen this.
This city deserves
No. Wait. What happened?
I don't know. You see, I clicked on the video you pointed to. You said it's this 16-second video right here. Is it a minute 16 by chance? This is silly. This is why we don't do things like this. It's fine. So I did blind react to it. It was terrible. How about that? Hey, how about we do this? How about you sit down and we talk about something else? Because
you didn't even try.
Well, it didn't work. I'm sorry, it didn't work, homie. You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, as the great one once said. Hey, real quickly, wanted to remind you that as we mentioned, it is the busy season. Obviously, a lot of stuff happening tomorrow. But one thing I did want to make sure we gave some love to. Walk for Hope is happening tomorrow. I believe it's happening at the Gateway Field there at Gateway Christian School. So that's going to be happening tomorrow. If you have any members of your family who are impacted by cancer, this is definitely a big event that's going to be happening here in Roswell tomorrow. And obviously a great chance to donate, and all the money that's raised here at this event goes to support the Chaves County Cancer Fund and all of the amazing work that they do. The Chaves County Cancer Fund works strictly here in Chaves County. The monies that they raise, I always love saying the monies. The money that they raise, it goes straight to help folks right here in Chaves County. And it's for things other than the cancer treatment. You got insurance and that takes care of that, but the rest of life is also happening while your cancer treatment's happening. So if you have things like a utility payment or rent or some groceries or things that you need, you just can't provide, that's where the Chaves County Cancer Fund comes in, and they have helped out so many people in so many amazing ways. And so we want to help out the Chaves County Cancer Fund whenever possible. So that event happening tomorrow evening. Of course, lots of vendors going to be out there selling their wares with a portion of their proceeds going to, or most of their proceeds going to benefit the Chaves County Cancer Fund. So come on out and join us or join them tomorrow at, I believe it's a Gateway Field tomorrow. I don't have the exact start time, but again, you can always go to walkforhope.org and they've got information there. Actually, I'm sorry, walkforhopechavezcounty.com is the website that you can go to get need-to-know info on Walk for Hope 2022. That's going to be happening tomorrow at Gateway Field. But we're also going to be all over the place tomorrow. As Roy mentioned, we got the Meat Goat show tomorrow that we're going to be filming. Football tonight. Obviously, that's going to keep us pretty busy. And then tomorrow, From 10 to 1, Roswell Honda. We're going to be out broadcasting live on our sister stations, 92.9 The Brand and Fiero 106.1 FM. But yeah, we're going to be all over the place, folks, because we likes to keep busy. What's that old saying? Idle hands are the devil's plaything, or something along those lines. But yeah, so we'll be busy. If you need your fix, the morning radio guys, just look for us. It ain't going to be too hard to find us somewhere here in southeastern New Mexico this weekend. 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's pause for a quick second and get you up to date with your... Well, that's odd. We've got an ad. Let me do something here real quick. I'm gonna edit something here because that's not supposed to be, I don't feel like, inside of your weather break. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna move this down to here. It's not gonna let me move it. All right, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this here. There we go. Oh, this is a real on-the-fly radio show. Don't you love it? Let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the central Rockies, and that'll be keeping things fair for our area today. Afternoon highs pretty warm in the mid-80s. It will be a little bit breezy during the afternoon, and lots of sunshine all day. Few clouds in mid-50s for the overnight hours, and then we're in the mid to upper 80s and sunny on Saturday. Fair for Sunday, afternoon highs in the mid-80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
I think I see what happened now. I'm going to fix that here in just a second. So we'll take care of that coming up here in just a moment. Matter of fact, let's give some love to this right here. I'll be back with on the other side of this to give you your local forecast.
Hello, I'm Tara Mitcha, State Director for the National Rifle Association, letting you know that the NRA Political Victory Fund endorses State Representative Greg Nybert for re-election in House District 59. Greg has worked relentlessly to support our Second Amendment rights and to oppose legislation that restricts law-abiding gun owners. Progressive politicians in Santa Fe have an agenda that would erode our right to protect our families, our homes, and ourselves. Greg Nybert will vigorously oppose those who want to tread on our right to keep and bear arms and our precious liberty and freedom. He is a true friend of the Second Amendment and of our sporting heritage in New Mexico. Vote Greg Nybert, representative for House District 59.
I'm Greg Nybert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
New country. 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Friday, 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. Now, let's get you up to date with your forecast. Currently 61 degrees out around Roswell Way, 52% humidity, winds calm at the moment, barometer at about 30.15 inches with a dew point of 43. That's right, 43 degrees. Mostly sunny, looking at 85 degrees for the high today. Winds are going to be calm out of the south 5 to 15 miles an hour. For tonight, partly cloudy, getting down to 57 for the overnight low. Winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles an hour. For your Saturday, sunshine, 87 for your high. Winds light out of the south 5, 10 to 15 miles an hour in the morning. Mostly clear and dropping down to 56 for the overnight low. Winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles an hour for your Saturday night. For Sunday, sunny skies, 84 degrees, and winds calm 5 to 10 miles an hour. The calm and the cool is going to continue through your Monday, but then on Tuesday, got a potential chance for some weather. A 20% chance of showers, thunderstorms after 7 a.m., mostly sunny. Otherwise, in high of around 82 degrees. 30% chance of overnight showers for Tuesday night, mostly after 7 p.m. Going to be mostly cloudy, dropping down to 56 for the overnight low. 30% chance of the wet stuff on Wednesday. It's your biggest chance of the week. Partly sunny, a high of only 78 degrees. And then 77 for the high on Thursday with, again, a 20% chance of the wet stuff. But mostly sunny skies for your Thursday. So hopefully the precipitation stays at bay for at least the majority of your Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Yay or nay on, do we have a guest in studio just yet? Is it a yay? I'm not. Okay, yay. Good. All right, so we do have our guest in studio. Oh, this show's a piece of work today. See, this is what happens when Mixmaster Mike, is away. It's the cats who have to play and fill in the space. We're just not as good as he is. All right, we're going to pause, pay a couple of these bills, and after these, we sit down and chat with Miss Kathy Lay from the city of Roswell on a morning without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
The VA reports 149,756 military veterans living here in New Mexico. What doesn't get reported much are steps to improve their quality of life and honor their service. Did you know that major improvements are coming to our only long-term skilled nursing home for New Mexico veterans? Back in July, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announced $60 million for upgrades and new home-like residences at the state's Veterans Home in Tier C. And she cut New Mexico's income tax on military retirement for the next 5 years. She's invested millions of dollars towards veteran cemeteries, a new Vietnam memorial wall, and towards the construction of a new Navajo Code Talkers Museum and Veterans Center in New Mexico. And she approved major upgrades to the Baton Memorial Park near Silver City this year too. As the daughter of a military veteran, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is a champion of New Mexico vets they can count on. Let's keep her.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Sales. Big O sales.
You can count on Big O Tires for great service and even better deals. Come in now through October 9th and save between $70 and $100 instantly on select sets of Bridgestone and Firestone tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
The Goddard Rockets are soaring through the season, and coming up this Friday night, your Rockets are back on the road, taking on the Eagles of Belen High. Fiera 106.1 FM and KSVPTV.com will have every second of the action. Join Chris Deck and Chris Roybal for the pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Rockets versus the Eagles of Belen High. Friday beginning at 6:45 on Fiera 106.1 FM and online at KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock on this Friday morning without Mike Winters. And joining us in studio from the city of Roswell, Miss Kathy Lay. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Awesome. So I have to call it what I know it by, and that is the Rita Kane Dorhofer School of Visual Aids on the radio. Because
yes.
Miss Rita has always been known for, if she's coming on your show, she's going to bring something visual. Even though when I used to work in a radio station that didn't have
you
cameras.
You can't see it. Right.
She would always bring visual aids.
Wait a minute. When you used to work at a radio station?
When I used to work at another radio station.
But I mean, isn't this a radio station?
At this point...
you still do work at a radio station.
At this point, I'm pretty sure we're a TV station.
Oh, okay, you're both.
I never thought I would come...
I'm sorry, I should cut you some slack. I hear it's been a morning.
Oh, it's been crazy. But I never thought I would come to a point in my career where I had to be camera ready at 7 a.m. That's not what I got into radio for. I got into radio for jeans and T-shirts.
Come and work in jammies, right?
Exactly.
Nobody knows.
So I just had to make camera ready a whole new different thing.
I see.
My own camera.
I got you.
But
yes, I brought visual aids just like Rita.
Yeah, you brought all kinds of cool stuff. So
I did.
So it looks like you guys are going to be getting crafty here in the very near future.
I am. I'll do it. Shall we do it chronologically, or should we start with visual aids?
Let's go ahead and do it chronologically. We'll leave people wondering about all this cool stuff.
Okay, okie dokie. The first thing that I will tell you about is I'm here for Keep Roswell Beautiful.
Yes.
And we did receive our grant funding this year. We got a wonderful grant from the state. It's funding a lot of different projects. Some of the stuff that I can do, I want to kind of get the word out. I was invited to come this weekend to set up a table for Keep Roswell Beautiful at the First Responders Bash.
Oh, great.
It's at the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. No. Chaves County Sheriff's Office. I always want to say Courthouse lawn.
Okay, so
it's
One
the
St.
Sheriff's
Mary's
House.
Place.
One St. Mary's Place. It's out there across from like Big R, Dion's, South Salvation Army, kind of in that middle triangle there where the main street splits off.
They always do a big bash there every year. La Casa has a lot of
they have a lot of different things.
They're going to be doing hot dogs, I think.
Yeah, they're going to have snacks. I've got the flyer that's from it. They're doing it for a blood drive. They're going to be doing CPR class. They're going to be doing Stop the Bleed class. They're going to have snacks, games, all kinds of stuff. Yes. I will be there for Keep Roswell Beautiful.
Okay.
And I know the Walk for Hope is coming up. You guys go do the Walk for Hope and then stop on your way back over by the Travis County Sheriff's Office and check in there. I will have a table set up with all kinds of information about programs and activities that Keep Roswell Beautiful is going to be doing. I'll have a few things to give away. I haven't got since we just recently got our funding, we haven't got to order as many of our incentives and fun stuff yet.
Sure.
So I'll have some to give away, but I'll have all kinds of information and flyers. So if anything you hear me talk about, you want to know more about, and you happen to be stopping out that direction, come by and see me, and I can give you all the lowdown and tell you even more and give you flyers and information about it. But that's where I'll be. It is going to be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
On October 1st, Saturday. That's this coming Saturday at the Travis County Sheriff's Office. That is 1 St. Mary's Place.
Yes.
That's the first thing that I'm going to be doing. I've got 3 weekends in a row, boom, 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 literally one right after the other that I'll be setting up a table.
You just don't like sleep, do you?
Well,
are you against it?
I'm not actually like trying to do this.
Do you have like a Freddy Krueger situation? You're like a dude in a striped shirt in your dreams?
No. I just get real hyper and excited about doing this stuff. But I'm actually going to take off my Mondays instead of my Saturdays. Okay. So I have a Sunday, Monday weekend for the next 3 weeks. It's going to be my weekend.
If you got to take a day off, Monday's the best day to do it.
Isn't that a good day to take off? So then I can actually think, oh, this is a nice Monday. Actually, it's funny because I was driving into work thinking yesterday, no, I'm sorry, it was Wednesday. I love my job because I got to go out and speak to the students at Berendo Middle School.
Oh, really?
And I got to do a presentation with the students, and it was so fun when I got out there. One of the kids was one of my kindergarten students that now is in middle school,
That's
big,
so
tall,
cool.
getting little whiskers. I'm like, oh my gosh, I taught this guy to read, and now he's like a man, and it was so sweet. He was my baby. It was fun.
I used to work when I was in college. I was actually studying to be an elementary school teacher, so my practicum was at the Child Development Center. Some of my 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, I saw their dad. This is like almost a decade after the fact, when they were in their teenagers.
Yes.
It's a mind blow.
It is. It's really, because you see their face and you're, oh, I know that face, but it's on a big body now.
When you go away, your expectation is you're just going to stay that little forever, right?
I know.
They get big. It's crazy.
Yeah, they just outstrip you, taller than me and all this stuff. But I love my job. So Mondays aren't bad for me because I really love what I'm doing and I'm having fun. I've had fun since I was a teacher. I had fun with Main Street. I'm having fun with my job with Keep Roswell Beautiful with the city. So I'm having a good time. Mondays are fun. But anyway, but it is nice to have a Monday off. My next Saturday activity is going to be October the 8th. That is going to be the Science and Art Festival. And I'm going to be joining the Roswell Museum. They are hosting it. They are having a big bash that day. It's going to be at the convention center.
Yes, at the convention center from 10 to 4. I'm curious. Correct. Are they going to be running this in conjunction with Second Saturday at the Museum and Arts Center?
That is what they're doing for this time. If I'm not mistaken, this is kind of going to be filling that place, but they still do the second Saturdays. Last year, during COVID, they kind of backed off on some of these activities, and I don't believe they did the Science and Art Festival last year the same. But we did do a recycle event. We did it in November near Recycles Day, the National Recycle Day. Yes. But they had done it in the past. They did the recycling kind of activities combined with the Science and Art Festival. So since they're opening back up and doing the full-blown one this year, we are moving from November Recycles Day, and we're doing our recycle activity at the Science and Art Festival.
Gotcha.
So we kind of are partnering together. So that was second Saturday last year in November. This year we're doing it in October instead. So our recycle thing for Keep Roswell Beautiful is coming up October the 8th. We are going to be doing, and that's why I have my little fun things, we're going to be doing recycle projects. You bring trash and turn it into a treasure. We're upcycling stuff. So I can show you some of the things that we're going to make and tell you what you need to do it. We will have a table. I will tell you now, it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. At the convention center.
It's absolutely free to get in.
Free to get in. Admission is free. Doing the activities is free. But I encourage you, I don't have a lot of junk. I've got the stuff to make it with. You bring your trash and I will help you turn it into treasure. This is a little tea light holder. I've got the little tea lights They're these little like candles that are the LED lights. Then you use a milk bottle or milk jug, a gallon milk jug. I've got the patterns for the leaves. We'll have hot glue guns. We'll have glue. You use the lid for the middle, and then you cut the petals out of the milk jug, and then it will hold your little tea light, and it makes a really cute little flower.
That's so
tea light.
cool.
Isn't that cool? And it keeps plastics out of the landfill
It absolutely
and
does.
turns it into something fun. So you can make this.
And I'm curious. I brought this
Yes.
up off the air. I wonder, because it's made from that type of plastic. I bet those would float.
It's possible.
So
And
if
you could even take like bubble wrap or something.
Uh-huh.
You could probably tape some bubble wrap on the bottom and stick them, and they would probably float even then.
Absolutely.
So you could make a little floating flowers if you wanted to, and they're plastic, so the water's not going to hurt them. They're made with hot glue, so it's not going to come unglued from getting wet. But anyway, this is one of the little projects you can make. It's very pretty, very simple. If you have a Tide milk jug, you can also make one of these, and you can put the little tea light inside it, but I don't know if you can see, I'll put it behind it, but it glows orange, and it's like, this is going to be October the 8th. So you can do a little, I don't know if there we go. You can kind of see it glows. Ooh. So you can see you can make that out of a Tide milk pod container and then put the little tea light inside again. We have black markers. We've got double-sided sticky tape. You can bring a magazine to color.
Keep it off for a second what we're doing with the
and
lights.
what I recommend is we've got black markers, but this I did by coloring a magazine page black. Like I drew it onto an old magazine page, and then you use the double-sided sticky tape to stick it on. So it's very good, very dark, very clear. It doesn't rub off. And then the light will shine through it like that. Makes a really good one. That's one of the things. We also take water bottles, and I've got shredded paper.
How many thousands of water bottles do we have? Because one of my side hustles is I handle some deliveries. Every person I deliver to, I carry at least a 40-pack of water. 40-pack of water to.
Right.
So everybody's got 1,000 of these.
Tons of water bottles. So I came up with an idea of what to do with some of the water bottles. We have paper shredders at City Hall, obviously, that we shred all the paper. You have lots of paper, probably mail, all kinds of junk mail, things like that. Some of these I did with the paper shredder. I'm going to have a big trash bag full of shredded paper.
Okay.
And so you put it inside the water bottle. Again, you take a magazine page, draw the face, cut it out, double-sided tape, stick it on, and we have the little LED lights that you stick up inside, and it makes a really cute Halloween decoration that glows.
That is awesome.
You can make the little ghost out of this one. You can also make, and this one I literally did by just tearing up shredded paper. You can make a cute little Frankenstein, and then you glue the little face and the little hair on magazine page that you cut it out. I use just torn up green paper. We are going to have colored markers. So you can color the paper green and then tear it up and stick it in there.
Okay.
So that way you can do that, or bring magazines or bring old mail that you can use to do this with, and a water bottle. And the face, again, I just drew it on and cut it out. Another one that you can do is another type of little pumpkin one. And this one is with the face with the water bottle. And I will have tea lights. I will have glue, hot glue, double-sided tape, markers.
We just need to bring our water bottles,
milk
jugs,
magazines, milk jugs, Tide Pod containers. And then another craft activity that we have to make out of the magazines is I took the magazines and I cut. I've got little scalloped scissors. So you cut the little designs, glue a bunch of magazine pages together, pick a page that's really colorful, cut it out for the front, and then you put we have magnets, we have hot glue, we have glue sticks. So you make your backing, make your cute little frame, and I've got a cutter that'll cut it out so you can make like a frame and put your picture behind it.
Awesome.
Or you can glue your picture on the front, and you can make a really cute little refrigerator magnet. So, and that is a refrigerator magnet or a little framed magnet that you can put in your locker. So you can put a cute picture of yourself on your fridge for your mom, your dad, your family, or you can put your favorite band group friend and put it in your locker and and we've got the magnets. We've got the glue sticks. Bring a magazine, bring some old paper or something that's colorful that you like, and bring a favorite picture, or you can even just make the magnet frame and then glue your picture on afterwards. But we'll have all the stuff to do the actual supply stuff. You bring the trash, and you can turn it into these really cute little craft projects.
Bring in your trash, and we'll make
trash to treasure. So that's what we're going to be doing, is showing people ideas to kind of upcycle their junk and to give them creative ideas to do
I like it. You did glaze over something. I got to go back real quick.
Yeah.
So you said you're going to be providing the shredded papers.
Correct.
What's the city of Roswell hiding?
Nothing.
It seems like you have an awful lot of shredded documents here that you're providing for craft.
It's kind of like when I get back to the office and I have this and I've got this and I've got my flyers that are left
How
over.
many Mar-a-Lago documents are you shredding up and putting in crafts?
Listen, we're Roswell, right? We're hiding alien bodies,
That's it.
you think? Is that what you think?
I'm sure we're shredding confidential
we
documentation.
redact it first and then shred it. No, actually, we do receive, like, for example, I do receive volunteer applications that have people's private information, like their name, their phone number, their address. They sometimes bring me their application on paper. I shred that after I enter that into our system, where it's a secure system, because then we don't keep their personal information on file. I actually do utilize a shredder. Now, we're not going to be using things that's all mixed up and torn up. And some of the shredders, like the ones we use for really private information,
the crosscut,
they shred the crosscut. So it's tiny.
So even if you're like Better Call Saul and you're sitting there trying to put... Okay.
I do the crosscut for the things that are really private, like that kind of private information from my volunteers.
Sure.
For the stuff that we have where we've got maybe applications for vendors or other things that we don't need to keep on file. For me, stuff that I use, I'll just run it through the shredder. And then we take this and we turn it into something fun.
I love it. That's
Isn't
such a
that
cool
fun?
idea. And this is stuff that once you give the folks ideas, this is stuff you could do with your kids on weekends.
You can make these kinds of cute little tea light things and do them for different seasons.
For Christmas.
You can make snowmen,
Exactly.
Santas. You can make cute little ones and then sit them out on the table, let the kids put them in the room for a night light. It's just a fun thing to do. You can, and because, you can put them over other things as far as just sitting around and stuff, because they look cute with or without the little light.
Yeah.
And they're just fun. And then when the kids get tired of them, you've used them for something else for a little while, and you've turned it into something for a little while. It's not that you're going to keep them forever, although I do keep my refrigerator magnets on my refrigerator for a very, very long time. So, but that's what we're doing on October the 8th. Trash to Treasure at the Science and Art Festival. Some of the stuff that's happening at the Science Art Festival, though, this is really cool. They're bringing Kate the chemist. She is apparently very well known. She does these stage presentations with all these cool science experiments.
I've actually seen her show.
It's impressive.
Amazing.
It's amazing. We have Explora coming. Explora is going to be there.
It's like
also
one of my favorite places in Albuquerque. When I take
isn't
my
that
kids.
cool? Science
so much
Spectra
fun. Yeah.
is going to be there.
Awesome.
Also, the New Mexico Military Institute is going to be presenting fun activities like giant bubbles, lightsaber cards. Roswell Recreation Department is going to have obstacle course. Wheels of Wonders Mobile Museum is going to be there. There's going to be a drone obstacle course by Airplay. They're going to do Chalk the Walk. If you go to the Roswell Museum's Facebook page, they have information about if you want to do an art project on one of the blocks of the sidewalk.
For chalk art, right?
Yep, and you can enter it to win a prize and stuff.
Awesome.
Chalk the Walk information is there. We're going to have the Trash to Treasures. There's going to be an all-day Tinkertown will be open for the little ones. It's funded by Excel Energy and the RMAC Foundation. So Excel Energy is helping to pay for, and the RMAC are paying for some of the stuff. They'll have all kinds of stuff that's going to be set up there. And so that is the information I've got. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see some of these craft activities. Keep Roswell Beautiful Facebook page. I've got the craft activities. I also have a link under those craft activities to the City of Roswell page that has information about this, about the Science and Art Festival. Also, it's on their header. But I'm going to give this to you, so if you want that's all the information about that.
I got to tell you, I was listening to you talk, and as a father, I get so excited for stuff like this because it's my chance to kind of be a kid again and have the excuse, oh, no, I'm just doing this for my kids.
Of course.
I'm having a good time. I don't care if they're here or not. But I get away with it.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
the giant bubbles. No, I would never come out just to see giant bubbles.
No.
Oh, my kid just wants to see the giant bubbles. I'm not here to see Kate, the chemist, or to make fun crafts.
Sean, where are your kids? Yeah, I don't know. I'm over here making bubbles. I'm having good. They're fine. The big one's watching the little one. It's fine.
Yes. It's fun.
That's awesome. So that's going to be happening 1 week from tomorrow.
Correct.
The 8th at the Roswell Convention Center.
Correct.
10 to 4 p.m. It's going to be an absolute blast.
And, it will be fun. And bring your trash. Bring water bottles, Tide Pod containers, gallon milk jugs, magazines. If you saw one you specifically liked, try to bring the stuff you'll need for it, because I don't have like the Tide Pods. I only had one. I don't do that much laundry, okay? It's like I was hustling to use up my laundry pod so I could have my jug to make a sample. But water bottles are easy to come by. Sure. I'll have a few there, but I will have shredded paper and all that other fun stuff. So anyway, that's for this. The next thing I will tell you about is we do a community cleanup every fall, and we partner with the Hispano Chamber of Commerce. Okay. They also get sometimes sponsors for like the breakfast burritos and the apple pies, and Excel Energy is getting light bulbs for me, so they're getting light bulbs that I can give away. I will have the New Mexico Department of Transportation toss no moss car trash containers.
Do you know that I have not bought a light bulb in a calendar year because of the bulbs that are provided through usually Domino's Pizza?
Yeah.
I haven't bought a light bulb in over a year.
Yeah, and those last a long time anyway.
They really do.
They really, really, really last a long time. Cut your energy bill. Excel is so sweet to do this kind of stuff for me. I called them because once I got my grant funding and I know I'm ready to start moving forward on projects, I shot them an email and said, last year you gave us 700 boxes of light bulbs that I gave out all year. I did it to the students when I go talk in the classrooms. I do it at my cleanups to the volunteers as incentives. I take it to the Arbor Day tree giveaway that Keep Roswell Beautiful does. And I think I've already gotten like 6 invitations to go and speak in schools, 6 classes so far. And so I go into schools and I'll do presentations about the impact on the environment of plastics and litter and things to do. Yeah, the one I did this week was about volunteering because I'm the volunteer and outreach coordinator. Volunteer opportunities within the city and some of that kind of stuff, and just kind of those are things I'll do for presentations. And I give those LED light bulbs and talk about energy, and reducing energy and stuff like that. Excel is going to be giving me light bulbs. I'll have those at the cleanup. I'm hoping to have my shopping toast by then, but I'll have some T-shirts to give that say "Keep Roswell Beautiful." Nice. So the volunteers will get goodies that come out to do the cleanup. It's going to be at Pocorn Park.
Yes, right there next to the splash pad.
Correct. It is at where the splash pad is on 2nd Street. Mm-hmm. So if you're downtown by the UFO Museum and you head east on 2nd Street, go over the railroad tracks. There's right out there, you'll see the little splash pad park. That's Pocorn Park. Mm-hmm. It's 700 East 2nd Street. Yep. There's also a big ball field that's there. It butts up against the Hondo River Trail. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go up and down the river trail because stuff blowing into the waterways gets carried away. It's awful. It's close to the Boys and Girls Club in that area. So there's a lot of traffic with young people and stuff. So we want to just kind of spread out and clean up that part of the community there. We're going to work from 8:30 to 10:30. Okay. And then you come back, we'll have roll-offs there. The sanitation department is going to leave us some great big roll-offs that day. They'll drop them off that day, pick them up, so that they'll just be there for a short time, and they're going to weigh them. So we'll know how much trash was collected that day, that morning. So that's always nice to know. Mm-hmm. Bring your trash back, throw it in. When you come back from you're finished your cleanup, we'll have trash grabbers, trash bags, disposable gloves. We'll have safety vests that you can borrow. Mm-hmm. And so then that way you'll have all the supplies you need. You just need to show up in comfortable clothes, and we'll have everything you need to go do the cleanup and a place to throw it when you get back. And then the Hispano Chamber is going to have get the breakfast burritos and little kind of a breakfast snack before you go out. When you come back, they'll have a meal coupon for the first 50 people or for 50 volunteers, good for a free meal and drink. Then you can go have lunch afterwards. And so breakfast and lunch will be taken care of, and you'll have some goodies to take away with you. But it'll also make a difference in our community. Mm-hmm. I have the event information on the Keep Roswell Beautiful Facebook page. So if you look under the events, you'll see the fall cleanup. And now you won't see the First Responders Bash because that's not my event. I'm just going to be there. Right. And you won't see the Science and Art Festival, but you'll see these on the post. Uh-huh. It's in the post, but not under my events. But the cleanup is under my events, actually, because we're hosting that event.
Sure. So that's going to be happening October 15th.
Yes.
Starting at 8:30.
Correct.
And all kicks off at Pocorn Park.
Correct.
Again, it's a great chance to give back to the community, and I love the fact that and it was actually brought up last hour. We were sitting down chat with Miss Miss Amy that there's been a lot more focus put on Chihuahuita, on that area, and on the beautification of it.
Yes.
That's awesome to see that area is finally getting a spotlight put on it, and some attention is being paid.
Yeah, it really excites me. It really does. In fact, I had a meeting this last week with the Hispano Chamber and with Job Corps and with a lady from Neighborhood Watch, who's one of our police, in our RPD, Roswell Police Department, and we were talking about their passion and their desire to do some beautification projects, and in Blackdom, that historic area, and in
Which we were also just talking about.
Yeah, and some of this kind of stuff, because those are historic areas of our community and part of our history. And so I love seeing that kind of interest. And Keep Roswell Beautiful is going to try to help work with getting cleanup supplies and coordinating to get like roll-offs when they want to do a cleanup from the sanitation department and some of that kind of stuff. Sure. And so anyway, we also got grant funding, like I mentioned before. One other thing I'll mention real quickly, one of the projects we did last year, we had 14 youth cleanups that were fundraiser projects.
Oh, okay.
This year I got enough grant money to do 20.
Wow.
So, and our money came in late. So I really wanted to get on the ball and get some youth cleanups done. The way this works is youth groups. And this year we're expanding the age. It was 11 to 17. This year it's going to be 11 to 25. So college groups, like some of the clubs that are at the college at EMUR or some of the trade schools. If you have youth groups that are 11 years old up to 25 years old in your youth group, that for the ones that are 18 to 25, it'd probably be NMUR or one of the schools that's out there by them that does the trade school. But the youth group, it could be a club, team, cheer club. It can be a church youth group. It can be a Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. If it's a young group, a traveling ball team, traveling cheer team, if it's a youth group, you gather 10 of your members, and I keep telling people, if you have 9 members, have someone bring a sibling that's that age group. Make up the 10 youth that are going to go out.
Get a ringer, basically.
Yep. Rope somebody in.
Is that Jose Canseco out there cleaning up trash? Hey, don't you worry about your stuff. I'll worry about what's going on over here, all right?
So, and then you need one adult for their minors, one adult for every 10 youth.
Okay.
And they go out and do a cleanup in a public area. I've got the forms they fill out. It's real simple forms. Just the name of the group, the date they're going to do it, where they're going to do it, the names of the kids that are doing it, parent signs permission if they're minors, and they go out and do the cleanup, and they count how many bags of trash they pick up.
Okay.
And then they fill out their little thing. I sign off on it. And we pay them $400.
Really?
So for 2-hour cleanup with 10 kids, they can earn $400 as a fundraiser.
That is an awesome way for a group to earn money for a trip that they're taking or any kind of plans they have.
If they're working on getting shirts, if they have a trip, like you say, if they want to do a big end of year bash for their group.
Hey, Goddard Band, I know you guys were looking for fundraising money. Are you guys listening?
Yes. If you need to raise funds as a youth group, you can do a 2-hour cleanup and earn $400. That's awesome. And the way it works is we can do one every calendar year.
Okay.
So if you've not already done one with me in 2022, now some of the youth groups did them last spring, so they've already done them in 2022.
Right.
Next spring, 2023, they could do it again.
Okay.
If we saw funds left, they can do them until I spend all my money. If you haven't done it with me before, you can do one in the fall, that's 2022. You can do one in the spring, 2023.
That's fiscal year 2023.
Fiscal year, not our, it's an annual year, like the actual calendar year. Fiscal year goes from July to June, but it's not the fiscal year. IRS counts calendar years.
Right.
So we can do one each calendar year.
Okay.
Okay, so if you do one in 2022, you can do one in 2023.
Nice.
All right. We can do 2 that way. But if you're a youth group leader and you are interested in doing a fundraiser with Keep Roswell Beautiful for your group, contact Kathy Lay. I am at the City Hall. You can call City Hall and ask for Kathy Lay. You can email me. You can go to our Facebook page, Keep Roswell Beautiful, New Mexico, not Georgia.
Yes.
Keep Roswell Beautiful. Go to the Facebook page. You can message me there. I have information with flyers about the fundraiser. I would love to hook your group up with a fundraiser.
I got to tell you, you've mentioned a few times about the grant that you'd received.
Yes.
There could not be a better use for this money than putting it in Miss Kathy Lay's hands, because you are one of the most motivated and driven people I've ever met. You hit the ground. Fun. You hit the ground like with Sonic the Hedgehog legs that are just spinning. It's amazing how much you get a little and you give so much. So I mean, it's just awesome to see that this group and this program is in such capable hands.
We're so grateful to the New Mexico Department of Tourism Clean and Beautiful grant.
Absolutely.
That's where we're getting. And the city does do a match with this as well. They do partial match. So some of the things that we're doing are from that match that we get. The volunteers count, the Excel Energy giving us light bulbs, the Hispano Chamber, the Roswell Daily Record does those little ads that say keep Roswell beautiful, those little filler ads and stuff, and they do stories about it. You guys do stuff. Did you know that my time here counts towards the community buy-in to our project?
Oh, really?
And the fact that you guys are sharing this and publicizing this and letting us, I know it's a public service announcement. I'm not selling anything. I'm giving things out, but it still is really important what you guys do for us. So I'm really grateful.
I gotta ask. I got a personal request. I don't know if this is still a thing, but it was one time, and I won one, and this is why it's so significant.
Okay.
Y'all got to bring back the Keep Roswell Beautiful Awards.
Oh.
Do you remember this?
No, I do not.
So years ago, they used to do the Keep Roswell Beautiful Awards, and what it was on a little wood plaque, with like a gold nameplate, was a little like mini trash can.
Okay.
It was just like a little trophy with like a little trash can, but it was the Keep Roswell Beautiful Award. And I think the station I was working at the time, we won one year. There was a lot of ones in that sentence. But it was such a cool thing. And I don't know if like CRM could design something like that or if there was a group, but that would be awesome. It's basically groups, people in the community who have, given back to keeping Roswell cleaner, greener, more beautiful.
I see.
Homeowners associations, things like that. And it's just Keep Roswell Beautiful would use those to honor, different people in the community.
To thank them for their support and their help in doing these projects and things. How interesting!
Bring that back. I would.
That's
love
interesting.
To see those.
Well, somebody else gave me an interesting idea. I don't know how people would respond to it and be interested in it. But they also did something similar where they had like a little sign that they had made that said "Yard of the Month."
Yes.
Or our beautification project of the month, and they would put the little sign in the yard, and then they would take a picture of it, and it'd be featured on the page. And they have some.
Have you talked to Miss Linda in Artesia?
No.
So Miss Linda's the one who runs the Keep Artesia Beautiful.
Okay.
And they do that. They do the Yard of the Month.
How interesting!
It really is an effort in neighborly shame.
Oh my gosh!
I always love going to those because they show off the Yard of the Month, and they're really beautiful, pristine, well kept yards.
Oh my gosh! I was looking at some of the ones from some of the somebody that had shown me like that, and it was from some other group that they had seen it, and they sent me a picture of their Facebook page. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Artesia, but that was the kind of the thing I was thinking. I started driving around, and I started seeing all these amazing yards, and I'm going, I don't know if I could choose a yard. They'd have to submit the yards, but then I'm like, I'm not voting on that.
It's just, I know I have a guilty conscience, so those pictures. Look at that. I'm like, I suck. I'm never going to be Yard of the Month material.
No, I live out in the middle of nowhere. I'm at the end of a dirt road, right? My yard butts up against our mule pasture. The mule comes to our front yard. It's like my yard is not pristine and beautiful.
Nobody can keep a nice yard when you got some ass coming in and messing your grass up all the time.
Leaving stuff all around. I'm not going to say what, but right? Yeah.
That's right. Well, Miss Kathy, you do so much for the community. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you.
And keep moving. We're you got our support 100%.
Thank you.
We'll definitely be out there at these. I cannot wait until next Saturday. That's
I know.
A fun event.
The First Responders Batch this Saturday.
Yes. The Science
and Art Festival next Saturday.
And then the Community
Cleanup the next Saturday.
Absolutely.
Boom, 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 boom.
So a run of some very clean events.
Yes.
Again, if folks want more information, you can find Keep Roswell Beautiful on Facebook.
Yes.
All the info that you need to know. Miss Kathy, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you back here next time. All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. 12 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with some local news.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Thanks for joining us this hour. Here's a look at some of the stories we're following today. First off, New Mexico State Police are investigating a double fatal crash that took place just east of Roswell. This happened early Tuesday morning. It happened near US 380 and Red Ridge Road when a westbound 18-wheeler missed a turn and the driver stopped on the shoulder. The semi-driver then attempted to back up onto Red Ridge Road but was struck by a car driven by 89-year-old Arlie Plunk Jr. Plunk and his passenger, 83-year-old Billy Plunk, were both killed. The semi-driver was not injured. The Carlsbad Public Library is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month for another couple weeks. Hispanic Heritage Month began in 1968 as a week-long celebration under then-President Lyndon Johnson. But in 1988, it was extended to a full-month celebration by President Ronald Reagan. It runs September 15th through October 15th. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
There's a reason that Joe Biden is out there demonizing half the country with his MAGA Republicans are evil speech. There's a reason Barack Obama stepped in this weekend and played the race card. There's a reason Hillary Clinton compared Trump supporters at a Trump rally in Ohio to Nazis. Because they can't run on their policies. As I've been telling you, they can't run on the economy. They can't run on inflation. They can't run on their disastrous energy policies, which was abandoning energy independence and begging other countries for the lifeblood of our economy. They can't run on border security. They can't run on law and order because everybody knows they're the party of defund, dismantle, and no bail. They can't run on foreign policy because it's been one unmitigated disaster after another. They can't run on any of these things.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
You know, there's no sign that identity theft is slowing down, and frankly, why should it? You have more than $14 billion stolen from identity theft victims last year alone. Now, to cyber criminals, that's their success story. To the rest of us, it's a wake-up call. Now, all of us are putting our personal information at risk every day in more places than ever, and all of that exposure can make it really dangerous and easy to steal your identity. Now, LifeLock by Norton, they make it easy to help protect yourself by monitoring your identity and alerting you to threats that you could miss on your own. If you become a victim, you will get a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist that will be dedicated to your case and help you fix it. Now, look, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor every single transaction of every single business, but if you use my name, Hannity, you'll save an additional 25% off your first year. Just call 1-800-LifeLock or go to LifeLock.com. Use the promo code Hannity, 1-800-LifeLock, LifeLock.com, promo code Hannity.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting him in there. Here's Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning. 8 minutes away from 10 o'clock on this Friday morning. That fun fact about the inventor of Pringles being buried in a Pringles can. It just reminded me, there was a show on History Channel, and this is a couple years ago. Mike and I were both really into it. It's called Eating History. Basically, these two guys would be sent packages, different kind of foods, and they would try these foods of history, 30, 40, 50-year-old stuff sometimes. And in some cases, they actually functioned as food. Now, in a lot of cases, they wouldn't eat it because it would, wouldn't function as food and it was going to make them sick. But one of the things they did was they had someone send them a Pringles can from like the first year they made Pringles. And the reason this is significant is they came in a can similar to what you would get tennis balls in. So it had a metal top with a ring pull on top, and that's how you would open the chips. So they opened these chips, and they found that inside of the can, it was actually made up like cardboard, how it's got the things in the middle to kind of make the cardboard soft to pad the chips. And inside this can was pristine Pringles, like perfectly good. 40-year-old, I think 50-year-old chips at this point. They actually pulled a couple of them out, tried them, and said, yeah, they taste just as good and fresh as if it was a brand new can of Pringles. I say all that to say we really have blown it in the department of keeping our stuff fresh for generations to come. Because, yeah, if those Pringles lasted through 2 generations, our Pringles today can't even last through, like, shipping to Roanoke, Virginia. We got problems. Anyways, I say all that to say 7 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the central Rockies, and that'll be keeping things fair for our area today. Afternoon highs pretty warm in the mid-80s. It will be a little bit breezy during the afternoon, and lots of sunshine all day. Few clouds and mid-50s for the overnight hours, and then we're in the mid to upper 80s and sunny on Saturday. Fair for Sunday, afternoon highs in the mid-80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. It was a lower open this morning for Wall Street as the market prepares to bid farewell to a rough September. The S&P heading for its sixth weekly loss in the past 7, one of its worst months since the 2020 coronavirus crash, and its third straight losing quarter. The Commerce Department reports consumers spent a bit more in August, Americans boosting their spending at stores and for services like haircuts by 0.4% in August after it fell by half that amount in July. The government's report also shows an inflation gauge that's closely watched by the Federal Reserve rose 0.3% last month. That was at a faster pace than in July. Inflation in countries using the euro currency is broken into double digits as prices for electricity and natural gas soar, signaling a looming winter recession. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
I'm Mitch Kurkowskis, Vice President of Strata Production Company, a local oil and gas business in Roswell. We must have representatives like Greg Nibert who know the economic drivers of this community and New Mexico. Greg has pushed back on efforts by liberal Democrats who are against oil and gas. With over 39 years' experience, Greg Nibert knows the jobs local oil and gas companies create, the opportunities we provide, and the prosperity we bring to our communities. Oil and gas accounts for over 40% of the state budget and has allowed our state to provide raises to educators and state police, and the rebate checks you received. Please vote for Greg Nibert for State Representative, District 59, to keep a strong conservative voice in our legislature.
I'm Greg Nibert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nibert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Come check out a favorite fall family attraction in Artesia at Heirloom Acres Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch. Get lost in the 8-acre corn maze. Pick a pumpkin straight from the patch. Take a ride on the kiddie zip line. Indulge in one of many tasty eats from the concessions and enjoy roasting s'mores around one of our campfires. Come out weekends in October to Heirloom Acres, located 1 mile east of Artesia on Highway 82. Heirloom Acres, where you're sure to find joy this fall. Paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
Prepare for the scare. The City of Roswell presents Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo, with spooktastic fun for the whole family, including carnival games, a bouncing castle, carousel, and of course, trick-or-treating with lots of candy. Wear your Halloween costumes and prepare for the affair of the spooky season. Admission is only $5. Kids 3 and under are free. Get tickets and more info at roswell-connect.com. Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo in Roswell. See you there.
Pecos Valley Equipment, your John Deere dealer for Roswell and Artesia, congratulates the Eastern New Mexico State Fair on 100 years. Come out to all the shows, enjoy all the entertainment, the music, the food, and the rides as the Eastern New Mexico State Fair celebrates 100 years, October 3rd through the 8th. And Pecos Valley Equipment invites you to tune in to KSVPTV.com for all the junior livestock events. Come celebrate 100 years with the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Pecos Valley Equipment, your Roswell and Artesia John Deere dealer, a proud sponsor of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, closing in on 10 o'clock. Don't forget, lots of stuff happening this weekend. Of course, Roswell Honda 10-1 with 92.9 The Brand, Fiero 106.1. I'll be at a Red Dirt Black Gold 2022. That's happening tomorrow evening in downtown Artesia. Great lineup out there as well. Football Friday tonight. You can catch all the games at KSVPTV.com and across all of our sister stations, including 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Fiero 106.1 FM, and of course AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP. The Eastern New Mexico State Fair getting unofficially underway this weekend and officially underway on Monday. Visit ENMSF for all the need-to-know info about this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. We'll be back inside your radios bright and early on Monday morning with Mixmaster Mike himself. Have a great, safe weekend, and we'll see you on the other side of it. Take care, everybody.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brennick device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. A revived Hurricane Ian has set its sights on South Carolina's coast and the city of Charleston, with forecasters predicting a storm surge and floods after the storm caused catastrophic damage in Florida. With all of South Carolina's coast now under a hurricane warning, a steady stream of vehicles left Charleston on Thursday, many likely heeding officials' warnings to seek higher ground. Ian is now 105 miles southeast of Charleston. Meanwhile, there's good news and bad news in Florida in the aftermath of Ian.
The bad news is local officials have recorded 17 deaths following Hurricane Ian. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says not all the deaths are storm-related. One was a heart attack, the other a suicide. He also said he disagreed with the president, who claimed the storm